That was a rookie mistake. Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday night. We're feeling all right. That means this is generic fantasy setting number 17735. I just did a fantastic opening that none of you heard. It was like I was feeling really good about it, and I'm like,
Legit.
Something's going to go wrong here. And it was, in fact, that I forgot to move my fancy new microphones over to my introduction. So they all exist right here, and you can hear how good we sound now. So without further ado, I've recorded this for the podcast version in Audacity. And if there's ever any mic or audio chugging, I'm doing a secondary recording without any sound effects, just so that I can clean it up for the podcast version and for people who are listening at a later date. But for the stream, you get to hear us raw. All right, so it's Wednesday night, and that means that this is generic fantasy setting number 17735, The Shards of Nirn. Last time, our adventurers went down under into a drow pleasure festival. At least that's what they thought they were going to. When they arrived, they discovered that an aphrodisiac normally harvested from the depths of the Underdark had somehow mutated, probably due to an errant shard of Nirn. This aphrodisiac, a fungus, had infected a number of the local drow, turning them into what were equivalently blood-crazed zombies. This aphrodisiac was also airborne and risked infecting the entire drow undercity. The crew barely escaped, rescued by their frenemy Falmerel Moonblight, who they'd last seen at Dogrun Bridge. Falmerel was in town doing her usual thing and had decided to include them in a little adventure to meet her contact Gwyden, a mushroom man and part-time sort of witcher. Let's be honest. I looked through Blood Hunters a little more closely. They are witchers, point blank. It's almost like Matt Mercer didn't try to hide it. Good job, Matt. I'm proud of you. All right, and the chat is lit tonight, so we are going to be jumping right back into game in just a moment, but I just wanted to check in with everybody who might be new to the chat. Hope you're enjoying your time with us so far. We have a huge back catalog here on Twitch and on our YouTube channel, and from here on in, the audio is likely going to get really good, because I've been saving every penny that you lovely people have given to us on Patreon, and that's why I sound good. But let's hear from my players. So without further ado, I am your Dungeon Master, Kelly, and here is the crew.
Hi, I'm Christine, and I'm playing MacLeod Sunsworn, the Dwarven Tempest Cleric of Vela. And you might be hearing a slight rhythmic rumble in the background. That's because Charlie is sleeping between me and Amy and is snoring loudly.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I am playing Tia Armstrong, the half-orc druid.
Hi, I'm Winter. I play Mars, the tiefling rogue. I'm feeling inspired for tonight, and you're feeling inspired, and you're feeling inspired, and you're feeling inspired.
I'm surprised you didn't just keep them all.
Nah, like
That would have been
And now you're like, I can do that.
I can do that, yeah.
Sounds like...
Apparently we're really quiet still. Like, can't understand what they're saying quiet.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Why?
We just tested that and it sounded great.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you sound great, it sounded like they were saying. It says crew mic is quiet. So... If you amp up our gain in the filters after the compression, that might help.
But that would also amp up mine.
Oh, are you plugged in the same one as us?
We're all the same.
Okay.
I'm gonna try something. One sec. Hey guys, talk.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
We are talking.
Talking.
Can you hear us now?
I should start one of those things where it's like how many days or like how many episodes we get through without any.
Okay.
There's been one episode.
Zero
episodes into audio issues.
Yeah.
So, the frustrating part about this is that I rented this equipment for the night to test it out before I bought it, and I was like, oh yeah, I've got kind of quiet mics, is that going to be okay? And they're like, yeah, it's going to be great.
Ah!
So, thanks for being liars.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they might have been thinking that we'd have them right up at our faces. Like, for example, if I...
You know, like a bunch of liars.
Okay, how about now? Let's just do a little shout out.
I mean, I did see me go into the yellow, so that's a
If
good
I
sign
have
for
myself up
volume.
here, because, like... Hello.
Okay, so without further ado, let's go back into talking about who we are and what we do. I'm your Dungeon Master, as you've probably heard about 5 times now, and let's introduce the players.
Hi, for the second time, I'm Christine, and I'm playing Malia Sunsworn, the Dwarven Tempest Cleric of Vela. And if you guys do get a bit of a rumble, which I guess last time when I was saying this you didn't because it was so quiet, it's because of Charlie, who's snoring in between me and Amy.
Yeah, I don't know if you can
He's
see.
like
Oh, you can
there.
see him.
You can see his butt.
Look at his butt. Look at his
Here's
butt.
That's his butt right there. It's black, it blends into the shadows.
Yes, you do. Hello, I am Amy. I'm happy to introduce myself all night. I'm playing Tia Armstrong, the half-orc druid.
Hi, I'm Winter. I play Mars, the Tiefling Rogue, and I'm really sad now that my joke fell through.
What was your joke? Say it again.
I had all the inspiration in my.
Oh, it was so good.
I
was like,
it was so good because I put all.
Charlie, too warm. Off my lap.
But cuddles. Cuddling.
Do you need me to open the door?
No, it's good. It's just
Okay.
dog is warm. Very warm.
Dog is warm. Dog is made of 60% more warm than the competing dogs.
What?
He's like kicking you into the corner.
That's okay. I'll
So
get
yeah,
back and I'll-
instead of hoarding all the inspiration, I actually gave it all.
I was really impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
I was so happy about that, Kelly.
And I'd also like to point out that before we go to Mike, I bought new dice for tonight, and they are so pretty.
You guys too. You're also very pretty.
What are those ones?
I'm calling them the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic dice.
Put the pillow down.
I really want to get
Okay.
the rose quartz
There you go,
dice from Steven Universe.
You should get 'em.
They have like a dagger and shield on them too.
Ooh. All right. I feel like we're forgetting someone.
It's me!
Mike, yo.
Hello, my name is Mike, and I'm playing Xeno Rightwing. He's our half-elf ranger in the group.
Xenophrian.
Xenophager. And if I seem a little bit out of here tonight,
It's because we drugged him.
it's because I'm loaded to within an inch of my life on Dayquil.
Yeah, same thing.
So I'm not exactly sure where I am right now.
All right, and for those of you tuning in for the first time, the party is joined by, 4 NPCs tonight. One of which is Farah, the dragon girl companion who you heard about in the intro. The other is a dwarven fighter named Cadamus Warforge, as well as Falmerel Moonblight, and who's a drow assassin-y type, and also Gwyden, a mushroom witcher. I don't know, guys. I just run the game. I don't make this stuff up. All right. Excuse me? All right, so.
Heck.
Oh, heck.
Oh, I am going to be so warm tonight.
You're
Frick.
going to die from
I
heat.
want the dog.
Too bad.
All right.
Amy would
No,
inspire.
you don't get the dog, because if you get the dog, that means I also get the dog.
I'm already like doing the warm flush face.
Last time, you moved down into the central harvesting center for Lustcap. A tremendous cavern where at the center of it, a huge circle had been burrowed into the ground. A tremendous tunnel undercutting the Underdark. Bits of crushed and almost powdered Lustcap lay around you. You stand there, the 4 of you, Farah, Cadamus, and your 2 temporary companions. The mushroom man, Gwyden, looks over the hole, and you can feel his voice radiating through your minds as the spores that he emits transmit his thoughts.
Oh no.
We're going to have to trace it. Are any of you trackers?
I can handle myself well
I am.
enough.
The fungi worm's going to be very large. We'll have to find a way to kill it fast.
I'm sure we can manage.
Can you use those weapons?
Well, no shit. I'm carrying it, aren't
I
I?
What kind
don't
of
know,
question
can
is
you?
that?
I've met a lot of men. He looks you over, trying to determine whether or not that statement applies to all of you. Squints his glowing green eyes. I've seen a lot of flesh folk that owned weapons that they couldn't use.
We can use ours.
Prove it. I would like everyone here to make me a nature roll, looking around this room.
Boy. Sick.
Absolutely.
18.
8? Really?
Yeah.
You know a thing.
9.
For once, no.
Oh my God.
I know a few
Take an
things.
inspiration. You're maxed at 1. Oh, okay, or take Mike's. That's fine too.
No!
You said take an inspiration.
I said that's
You did not
okay.
specify whose.
I did not specify, and I said it was okay.
I'm sorry, yours is the
is
first
it
one I
nature?
saw.
It's good. Nature.
12.
15.
So, glancing around, the majority of you, what'd you get, Mike?
9.
9? The ranger got a 9.
Yeah.
You have advantage. This is the Underdark.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, do better, do better.
So, Zeno, go ahead and give me that roll.
Be better.
Be better.
12.
Okay. So,
Better?
as you're glancing around this dimly lit room, barely luminescent from the fungi lining the walls that's been strategically placed for perhaps some of the older drow whose dark vision is beginning to fade, you are seeing that among the fungus, among the caps that are not completely crushed, you'll find several dead or very lethargic worms. They almost remind you, Zeno and Tia, of caterpillars. Kind of that strange grub mid-stage of molting on most insects. Except for these have tiny little hooked feet like caterpillars. A strange cross-section of worm and grub.
Weird.
Now, as for the two of you, Mars and Malia, you will see this and make that immediate connection, and also think that they really remind you of silkworms. You actually, when you were growing up, your father worked very closely with a tailor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what silk looks like. In fact, Mog had a very small silk production.
Oh.
This looks almost like a silkworm. And you, being a craftsman growing up with your father's brewery, have also seen a number of different textiles and manufacturers, and have even heard stories of there are certain places in the world where silk production is very coveted, and silkworm smuggling was quite the rage about 100 years ago when you were a child. You actually can remember your father teaching you how to double check people as they were going by at little checkpoints and things like that. Ways that people could smuggle them through, often in false bottoms of beer barrels. Both of you will know immediately, this seems very strange, but also you don't expect that there's... If these things are anything like silkworms, they should be fairly docile creatures. Then again, killing it's very expeditious. I'm giving you the moral option.
But
So-
do they just seem very, like, are they trying to attack, or do they seem likely to?
They have very large mouths and a series of eyes, 10 eyes around the top above a mouth that is slightly serrated. It looks like for burrowing.
How
Large.
big are they?
The worms are about as big as your pinky finger. And they look like this.
Tiny.
Oh, cute.
Oh, it's cute.
Yep. They're slightly glowing themselves from the fungal matter they've ingested. Actually, their skin is pale and translucent, but you can see the glowing greens and blues of their esophagus and intestinal tract from where they've swallowed, and you actually can see their food glowing through their flesh.
Are they at all agitated, like, amongst their own little grouping at all? Like, seem like they're agitated or territorial?
It doesn't seem so. Actually, it seems like they're in shock right now. Kind of like worms are after a heavy rainfall.
And they're, like, just, like, right there.
They're just laying, yeah. They're everywhere here if you look. Most of them were crushed, though.
Can I pick up a live one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, you don't even have to make a roll. So you'll pick it up and it'll squirm lethargically in your hand, kind of like, it feels almost like someone's trailing a finger across your palm, very, very meekly.
So we could basically just ignore them.
These things? Absolutely. Yeah. But this is probably what you're dealing with.
Okay. But it's gotten mutated somehow and grown and... Okay.
Ugh.
Not too warm that way.
Are they from here, you think? Do you think they're from here, or did they get dropped here?
It's standard practice to use these. They transport the fungal spores, sow the next harvest with their scat.
Lovely.
Falmoreau glances around and looks down into the hole, which is a good 40-foot drop before it curves. This thing's fucking huge.
Is there any way to lure them? Any weaknesses to them that we should know about?
When
Anything
one's
they're
gotten
vulnerable
this...
to?
Are you asking me or asking Falmoreau?
Falmoreau.
I don't know. I've never seen one this big before, dwarf.
Well, no shit. But the small ones, besides stomping on them, is there anything that weakens them that they should not be near? Because we can potentially do that to the big one.
Make me an insight roll, please.
And you know, we can also kind of calculate the length of time as well for how long it takes for them to cocoon
20.
and turn into their next metamorphosis.
In the
How long they
dimness,
could've been here.
you can't see color, but you can see darkness rise in her cheeks as you ask that question. You get the sense that she's suddenly flushed with embarrassment. I don't know, what do I look like, a farmer?
I'm gonna give her the very squinty-eyed look and go, well, you got awfully flustered by that question, so I think
Look,
you
not
do
all
know.
drow know everything about mushroom farming.
Well, you obviously act like you do, so... Do you want to fight one of these things with none of us knowing what they're weak against? That big? Pointing at the hole.
I don't know what they're weak to, because I've never been down here before.
Okay.
It's my first time.
Okay. Me too. Don't give a flying crap.
Wait, you'll hear Cadamus pipe up in the back. But aren't you a drow? Isn't this where you come from?
Cadmus, don't be racist.
How is it racist if it's true?
I mean, this is
Just
only one
because you're
part
a
of the
dwarf
Underdark.
doesn't mean that you have to be born on a mountain.
Aye, if you're a real dwarf, it does. He'll fire finger guns at you. Hey! Look,
A hill dwarf?
yeah, that's the joke. Don't worry, maybe you'll marry up into a mountain tribe.
Ooh, he went the Oh, he did that, didn't he? He did do that.
Xena, what are you doing over there? I love this.
Valley is just giving death glares.
I love that the story just turns into the NPCs and cast sass each other.
I don't understand how the hell Charlie is breathing right now. He has his nose shoved in the corner of this side cushion, the back cushion, and the base. Like right in that corner, his nose is shoved into it.
Hold on, I'm gonna just take a few pictures here.
Yeah, that's
How
probably
is
a
he
good idea.
breathing?
He does that. I used to do that when I was a kid too.
When you're a dog, you can breathe through your
I mean,
skin.
but when you do it on a bed as a kid,
Well, there
you've
is
got this lovely crack where air flows up.
there is
It's cool.
a cushion crack around the back.
I guess.
It's weird. You should put a pipe there for him though. Give him a snorkel.
Probably breathing through his butt.
But he's a lovely, warm
The
back
older he
rest.
gets, the more he does that, and it's not pleasant.
Right?
Yeah.
We did not need to go there.
Yeah, you go.
Well, I don't know if you caught it, but I was also making a point to Tia that we could use the silkworms as a bit of a time frame for how long it takes for them to metamorphose between their stages.
That's true. With your nature roll looking at this, you think that their lifespan in this form before they turn into... If they're anything like... You start thinking about it. And they probably have about...
And to be able to carry the fungus too. That time frame.
Probably about... You'd say... Let me Google something about silkworms real quick.
Cool.
Silkworms! Woo!
CSI.
CSI, silkworm.
Criminal silkworm investigators?
Yeah, they really do look like silkworms.
CSI.
Cool.
I like it.
They just arched and now shoved forward even more.
Oh, that's good.
Conscientious.
It's good. He's keeping me close to the mic so I don't get tempted to lean backwards.
He's tired.
Okay, so,
He's very sensitive.
you think that... Oh, God. They seem to be pretty short-lived creatures, and if they're anything like the silkworms down in Mog, they can exist in their current form for a few weeks before they metamorphose into their winged forms.
I'll explain that to whoever's listening.
Now, while silkworms on Earth cannot fly, that is not necessarily the case with the silkworms on Elos. I'm just going to put that out there right now, because
So-
someone's going to call me on that.
So, wait.
So they
This
can
thing could become 40-foot big, whole creature with wings and fly out of here?
Wait, then it would just be carpet bombing everything with these spores.
Basically, yeah.
I think that's the point.
Alright.
I'm just looking over the hole like,
Destruction with prejudice?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me.
so
And at some point, this thing's
Extreme
gonna want to
prejudice.
reproduce.
do we want to just jump down the hole or what?
Might as well.
Oh, and if it's
Never had any
carrying this
problems jumping
fungus
into pits.
and it wants to reproduce, it's gonna reproduce.
Does that seem like a good idea to jump down the hole?
I mean, it's as good as idea as any.
Yoink.
Roll to
It's
jump
an
down the
idea.
hole?
Amy, you have a question.
So, not so much a question as a reminder that I had my Pass Without a Trace active, which
Yep.
lasts for an hour. So, we
So
have
you've
plus
got
10
another
to-
probably about 15 minutes left on it.
Okay, yeah.
Because you cast it when you... Did you
Lasts
cast
for
it
an
when
hour.
you...
I cast it when we left, when we were leaving the
Okay,
place.
then you've got a half hour left.
Okay.
I think it took about a half hour to walk here.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, just
That seems
10 to
fair.
stealth.
All right, so all of you will still have a plus 10 to stealth. Oh,
Yeah,
the dog is moving.
That will not apply to Mushroom Boy.
Oh,
he wasn't
oh,
there.
hi,
He was
baby.
not there.
Charlie. Okay, I'll sit back and you can sit on me. Come here. Come on, lie down.
Good boy. All right, so how do you get into the hole?
This is about a 40-foot drop.
About a 40-foot drop.
Acrobatics?
Do we have rope? Can we rappel down?
Rope sounds good.
Catamus definitely has a rope. I think
I'm
that
quite sure
Mars
I
does
have
one
I
as
think
well.
Mars has rope too.
I have
I
a
Oh wait, we all
engineer's
have
kit.
rope.
Yeah.
Engineer's kit?
And you all took rope from the Sassafras Inn.
Yes.
All right, so
Plenty of rope.
you take a moment and tie it off, and go ahead and just everybody give me an athletics roll to climb down the rope, because, and if anyone argues, it's because gym class.
Yeah,
I have like
athletics.
10 pittons. Is that what those are?
Basically, you will be able to roll with advantage if you use pittons.
No, those are like the spikes, I believe, that to help you.
Yep, you can basically make a ladder.
Nice.
17.
17?
So I can roll advantage on that.
Yes, you can. And anybody who uses your pittons can roll with advantage as well. Like Farah, who definitely is going to use your pittons.
Did you say athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Well,
Athletics.
Farah falls.
No.
Can I roll the
rolled
catcher?
20.
All right. So yes, you may. That's going to be a dexterity check.
I'm at 19.
All
But I
right.
don't add
I got 26.
So for
Holy
the dex
crap.
check is going to be 26.
26. All right.
Wait,
So
were you using dex?
I was using dex to catch Farah.
Oh, he's like,
so
"Whoa."
you all proceed to climb down, and Cadamus manages to hoof his way down pretty quickly after you, and Farah looks around and starts to fall down, or starts to move down as well. And as she does, she leans out a bit to say something. Zeno, you better not look up my... And as she says that, she leans too hard, and the piton that was hammered into the wall, she wrenches it free of the wall and is actually going to tumble. Head over heel. What did you get, Zeno?
26.
And with a... You are going to manage to catch her. She's still going to take 1d6 for falling that distance, but not 4d6.
So now she's hanging down below me?
So you're already at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
40 feet takes no time at all to rappel down.
Oh, okay.
So she's going to collide with you. You're going to take 2 points of non-lethal damage, basically just from muscle strain.
I'll go down last, and then I can take my pittance back as I come down.
You sure you don't want to leave them in case you need to get out of here quick?
Oh heck, yeah, actually, that's a better idea.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Escape
universe.
No problem. It's me, your girl, Nern.
Hey nerd,
Smash
what's up,
that.
girl?
It's me, your girl.
Smash that like
Smash
button.
that like. Resurrect me.
What are you talking about, Mars?
What? No, I think I was having the stroke. I'm
Of
fine.
luck. All right, so Zeno, you managed to catch Farah, kind of twisting a bit as you do. It's uncomfortable, but neither of you is hurt. Thanks.
And don't worry, I wasn't looking. Besides, you're also wearing pants.
Well, I had a wedgie.
How would I have known that?
'Cause you would have been
if you
looking!
didn't tell me.
That's what men do.
Your pants aren't that tight, honey.
You're not wearing Mars's pants, so. Marzipan.
We need to finish this soon.
Off we go!
All right, and she will dejectedly wander off.
That sounds like a fair thing to do.
Now, as you are at the bottom of this, looking around, you can see that this worm has burrowed in deep. Not only 40 feet down, the tunnel itself is just under, I believe it was 40 feet wide at the end of last game as well. This huge tunnel stretches out into the distance, and you can see that it actually goes beyond the range of your dark vision. Bioluminescent spores dot the area around you like dandelion seeds, and you'll hear, well, here we go.
Let's go find us a worm.
Can I roll a stealth check?
Absolutely.
Charlie,
Come and
lie
do it.
down.
Charlie, down.
Lie down.
Do you want me to still put him out?
He seems fine. I think he just got too hot.
That's fair. It is pretty warm.
And we still have yours, yeah?
That plus 10, yeah.
Oh, and it's gonna keep Amy's feet warm.
Kinda. Computer here.
Oh.
So wait,
So on top of...
On top of what you roll, add an additional 10 for Tia's spell.
Yeah, so it's that plus 10 plus. What's up?
I know, it's pretty dope.
37.
37.
I got 23.
All right,
I got
wasn't
31.
So everybody give me a roll real quick.
Okay.
Is this stealth?
This is stealth. So even with a 1, Cadamus gets a
Oh, I already rolled
No,
my
that's
stealth
my
check.
23.
above a 10. So what'd you get? Total? Did you add plus 10?
Oh,
Myself?
14 then.
14.
Do I get that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
everybody gets that, even on your disadvantage. And so, oh, we just got another subscriber.
Yay!
Exciting.
Our YouTube is blowing up since SakinoCon, which is kind of nice.
rad.
It's pretty good. I love new people, and I hope
Pretty
they're
rad.
enjoying. All right, so as you are continuing down the tunnel, you can hear your footfalls echo just for a moment before the magic of your druid hushes them. You move in silence, sometimes having to glance around to even notice each other. With one notable exception. There's some kind of tunnel here, isn't it? It's a big tunnel. Cadamus looks around. It was pretty good. Maybe we should take some of these worms back to the mountain. They'd make good work. We could probably build a couple new suburbs pretty quickly. They'd probably rename me Worm Finder or something like that. Cadamus Worm Finder. What? What? Who said that?
What did Cadamus end up getting?
He rolled a nat 1. But you can't. You're technically not supposed to be able to botch skill checks. So technically, that's a 12 with the plus 10.
I think botching skill checks is great.
Yeah, and he basically did. But that only counts as 2 fails for your group of 8, and it's a 50% group thing, which is something they added for 5th ed that is so beautiful. You continue down the tunnel.
Yes.
And it feels like you're walking for a good 5 minutes. When suddenly the tunnel starts to move upward at a sharp angle. Enough that you'll actually have to lean forward to gain traction.
Oh.
It burrowed upwards.
Shit.
What'd I miss?
Can I hear or smell anything? As if it might have been following something?
You make me a perception roll.
17.
You can actually smell, beside the dankness of the tunnel and the smell of stone and shuffled earth, you can smell a heady, just the barest hint of a heady scent, like sandalwood.
Incense.
It's up ahead.
Are we headed towards the center of town?
No, I don't think so, Falmerl says, looking around.
Oh,
We're too far south.
it caught the attention of the worm, though. And it made a beeline towards it.
Let's not jump to conclusions. It could be incidental. Worms aren't smart.
Oh, but might be hungry.
Well, that
It's
makes
not
2 of us.
It's not operating with its own normal intellect either.
It's currently operating with a nerd intellect.
Yeah, that. Exactly.
Whatever the reason, it decided to go up.
Shard power, the horny word.
Horny worm.
Moving ahead, do you proceed up the slope?
Yep.
As you crest the rise, you can see that the worm broke through into a large side tunnel. There is a catacomb of branching pathways off to the left and to the right.
Oh, no. Okay.
Of course, most of these are smaller than the 40-foot wide tunnel that's been burrowed through them. Burrowed through them, I suppose I should say, not borrowed. And as you are looking, you can see that the main tunnel has arced ahead. But there are many branching tributaries to your left and right as you reach this flat area. Sniffing around still, Mars, you can tell that the smell of sandalwood is coming from the left.
And if the worm came through here,
It
it
would
would still have created a larger tunnel. of
What
its
much larger?
direction.
The 40-foot wide tunnel cuts directly through these roughly 10-foot tall side tunnels.
And the smell I had, does it stay on the same route as the worm, or does it go off?
No, the worm goes more or less straight if you're following this path. This is one of the branching paths to the left.
What do you think?
Oh, the worm.
Survival check?
To do what?
Any indication of what would be off to the left? Tracks or anything like that?
Sure, I'll give you a survival roll to see if there's any naturalistic things leading off that direction.
13.
13. You can see that the ground is very disturbed from this worm burrowing through. But you can see the barest outline of what looks like flagstone that's been covered by poured earth. This is not just a tunnel, this is a built tunnel. There could be people down here. This thing coming through would have gone through not only with the force of a wrecking ball, but like an earthquake. Like a living, rolling earthquake.
I will share that with the group.
So are you suggesting that we should check these other tunnels to see if anyone's trapped down here?
I am saying that there could be someone trapped down here. I'm not suggesting anything.
I would suggest we're probably fine and we should follow the worm and dispatch it first.
That's
if
what I was
anybody is
thinking.
trapped, then
We can always come back for trapped people.
the
Yeah.
drow can also contact the Drugar.
And we'd hear anyone if they were calling for help because of echoes in the tunnels.
Alright, let's go
Maybe
after the worm
If,
then.
if they're awake.
Maybe, but it's more important probably that we take out that worm before it can spread this.
Yeah. Okay, then let's just go
What's
through
everyone's
the large
passive
one.
perception?
17.
18.
18.
12.
Cool.
So at least it's not 9 anymore.
Mars, you're going to hear whispering off to the left. It's a low. The rest of you will notice as you continue up a bit that down the left tunnel that Mars was looking at, you'll see the barest flickering of light. And Mars, you'll notice that too after a fashion, but you will distinctly hear whispering. The ground trembles slightly beneath your feet. What do you all do?
How about this? I just want to check out if anything's down here real quick. I'll go in, I'll come back.
Sure. I mean, I don't have a good feeling about this, but I'll come with you.
Okay. If you hear screaming, something's up.
Okay.
But if we don't find anything immediately down this way, we'll come back and we'll reconvene up the worm trail.
And take that thing out.
Yeah.
Wormy.
So you want to come? Tia?
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright,
okay.
so- I said I was going.
Yeah, you just kind of like blanked.
Sorry, Amy.
Okay, so yeah, so I'll kind of still under the stealth
You might need
check
to
that I
adjust
have.
your camera. I think he leaned back hard against it. I've shifted him.
Whee!
I got dogged.
You did.
I'm slightly out of focus now, but whatever.
Whee!
I won't blame the dog. All right. This is more of an audio medium anyway. Unless I can fix it. There we go.
You can fix it.
Fix it, Felix.
I'm just going to adjust this real quick. So, Mars is going to angle off in that direction, right?
Yeah, and if she sees anything, she's not going to interfere but report back.
As you walk down the pathway, you can see that there are several lit candles lining the ground on either side of the cavern.
Freshly lit, or like they've been burning for a few hours?
The wax is pooled down by the base, so you think for a ways still. Like you'd say probably at least an hour, maybe more. You can see that up ahead the pathway it splits into 3 directions. One that goes straight ahead and then 2 that branch off kind of in a lowercase t. And as you look down at one of the candles, there's a sudden flutter of motion ahead of you, and a figure in a dark hooded robe will walk across the path and vanish from left to right.
It's just going back and forth, or
Just once. From your left to right.
we'll hurry back.
Okay.
We can. And when we get there, we'll tell Malia and the rest of the people. Zeno, you guys know anything about that?
In case it is important, the camera wax, or the camera wax. So I'm noticing that I can
The
see
camera wax.
The camera wax. Here we go. The candle wax was a deep shade of blackish purple, almost like a dark plum.
Is that a common color of wax?
No, it is not.
No.
Not at all. You have to dye it that color,
Interesting.
or you have to have some pretty goth bees.
Or curse it that color. No, just kidding.
Dun, dun, dun.
That sounds like a color of Nern.
Nerd.
She has good color, or she has good fashion. She's like the Oprah of goddesses.
It's my complexion.
It's really true. All right, so moving.
Yeah, we saw it down there, split second, and then it vanished again.
So that's weird. I didn't lower that setting. Why was it lowered? That's really weird. As you reconvene with the group, you'll explain to them what you saw.
Keep touching yourself.
What do you do?
Does it feel like that's something that we should go after?
No, not necessarily. It's kind of not a giant rampaging lust worm.
Yeah. Let's go deal
That's
with the
more
worm,
interesting
guys.
with the worm. Yeah.
All right. Continuing ahead, you follow the path as it continues to veer in wide arcs left and right. As you are going, what I'd like you to do is make me a... This is going to be another survival roll.
Just straight up?
So you do a survival roll, and don't forget that Ranger of the Underdark has advantage.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
So 29 total.
You want to get out of here as quickly as possible. You're starting to notice that occasionally there will be a burrow that works its way through a significantly thin patch, and you can see that bits of dirt are falling from the ceiling at a regular pace, almost like it's snowing. A cave-in is probably imminent at certain places.
Okay,
No.
I passed that along.
4 total?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, Mars. All right, so with your 4, you will notice something. I don't know.
I have 20
It looks
points.
fantastic.
I got 20 higher than you.
I'm probably more just kind of like
Wow.
freaked out at what saw it down there, so I'm not really paying attention to my surroundings.
As you are not paying attention, I'll chime in. We should probably take care of this quick. There's probably going to be a cave-in around here soon.
Whoa, wait, a cave-in?
Yeah, a lot of these walls are pretty thin.
Yeah. Don't get loud.
What?
Don't get loud.
I'm not loud. I'm just boisterous.
Well, I don't want a rock ceiling on my head, so
Fair enough.
act like a proper dwarf and don't get loud in a tunnel as unshored.
Are you telling me how to behave in a mountain?
Yes.
Nobody asked you, elf.
Well, I'm telling you how to behave in the mountain. So, shh.
Rounding the corner up ahead, you find another one of these thin patches. You can move past it quickly without triggering or setting off any of the falling debris. However, pressed against the side of this tunnel, you can see the smashed, almost powdered carcass of a troll.
Ew.
A troll that's actually been crushed to death is a very rare sight considering their regenerative capabilities. It's half embedded in the wall, and you can see that it's holding something in its arms, pressed against the wall. You'd have to dig a little bit to get at whatever it is. Looks like a box.
I'm gonna have a look.
Okay. So, who is trying to avoid this patch? You can actually see where the roof is a bit thin and think you can probably guess how far to move on the other side of this. Unfortunately, the troll is in the very center of this dangerous zone.
Of course it is.
In fact,
He's
there's...
avoiding it.
Is this the kind of thing that, you know, if the rocks are starting to fall, that like an acrobatics check to get out of it would be?
it would be a dex save, yeah.
A dex save?
Yeah. But you remember the old D&D expression, rocks fall, everyone dies.
Oh.
Yeah, so don't be everyone. So, in fact, can I get an investigation check from anybody who's taking a moment to look at this without interacting?
Well, if I'm looking from a
19.
distance.
21.
21. Malia, what was that?
19.
19.
That's gonna be 25.
And what was that, Tia?
4, but she's more interested in staying away from it anyway.
So Tia can go right through. There's no needed roll. You look around and be like, nope.
Basically,
That's all I need to know. Farah is going to join you in the Nope Brigade. And
Excellent.
nope, she's going to nope out with you on the other side. The three of you, as you're watching, your greed kind of rears up inside of each of you, and you take a good look at whatever that is. It's some type of crate. The troll probably lifted it off of a caravan that was traveling through the Underdark. However, the way that they are crushed against the wall, you think that the troll's corpse, as massive as it is acting as a support pillar for that portion of the wall. If you get what's in there, you might set off a chain reaction that'll collapse a 30-foot section of tunnel.
Nuts. Oh well.
Mars, let's go.
Mars, you might be able to do it.
Malia is gonna move past the area.
Xeno's gonna come up behind Mars, pick her up, and start walking.
I'm not gonna resist it.
Oh, really? Let me just roll to see, because I have a random chart for this. I want to see what it would have been.
No, the vampire promise says do it.
I'll do it.
Oh.
The chat's like,
Ooh, the chat says do it.
Oh.
We are beholden to the chat, for they may one day support the Patreon. I mean, probably not, but hey, a boy can dream.
Flip a coin for your witches.
I mean, you have your inspiration still.
But I might need it later. Well, I could always earn back an inspo, maybe.
You could.
I mean, if there's one person that could do it, it'd be you or it would be me.
No.
So
You don't forget you have the thief archetype, so you have some very significant bonuses. I mean, you don't have to though.
meanwhile, I'm carrying you up
Exactly,
to where
that's how,
everybody
like-
else is. I
Just
know you wanted
you
to
can probably
do it.
dexterity squirm your way out.
You can probably, yes.
I would have to try. I don't know if it would work against Zeno.
I mean,
Yeah, because my dex is also insanely high.
I mean, you could just say, put me down.
Put me down.
Are you gonna run back and collapse the entire cavern, Mars?
No. I'm not going to try.
I don't believe you. We're continuing this direction.
No! Put me down.
All right, if you're trying to struggle out, you can go ahead and make competing strength rolls.
Strength?
Well, it would be, let's say it's your strength versus your dexterity.
sleight of
Okay.
hand, maybe?
No.
No? Okay.
And then Dex.
Yep, your dex mod plus your acrobatics versus Zeno's athletics check.
Oh, athletics?
Yeah,
So I rolled a 16. My acrobatics is 7.
so 23.
26, baby.
Oh, dang.
All right, so he's gonna hold on tight to you.
Come
How
on.
are you carrying her? Like, do you have her, like, slung over your shoulder? Like, is she, like, able
What
to,
if
like,
I can
whack
share
at
it
your,
with
like,
you?
leg?
No, I have her carrying like a hand
listen,
under each
listen,
arm,
Listen to me.
carrying her in front of me
What
like
if I
this.
share whatever it is in it with you? You know you want it.
What if we share killing a giant worm?
What if there's
And-
something?
and I'm the one
that's
what if there's something in the box that can help kill?
Listen to
What
them.
if there's a shard of Nern in the worm?
What if there's a shard of Nern in the
There
box?
isn't.
How do you know?
Because you weren't puking.
I was earlier,
Yeah.
and I didn't find one.
Off we go.
I guess not.
Just imagining just holding in like tail swishing, going.
Tail switching, arms just like this, and I'm just like.
She tries to like smack her tail backwards and hit you.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to hit him with your tail?
Yes.
You don't have to roll, you can just hit him.
Yes.
Though
Right.
Mars is a tiefling, which is
Yes.
a medium creature, like a half elf.
Yeah.
How the heck are you holding her out like this?
I don't honestly know.
She's too
How
big for
can you
that.
hold? Because you can't hold a kid out that far or that far in front of you for very long.
How much does Mars weigh?
140 pounds, probably 130.
You probably have to sling her over your shoulder.
No.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I'll fireman carry her.
Yeah, Mars, start slapping his ass. It's right there in front of you. You could even fight it
Roll
if
to do
you
critical
felt like
damage
it.
Tail
to that elf
flicking
booty.
That'll move.
Now, mind you,
So
it's no, I'm kidding. You don't have to. But
Oh, well, it was gonna be a 1 anyways.
this is a family stream, so I'm not going to explain what a 1 on a slap a butt check would do. But basically, it's called bowling balling.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ow.
All right. So
Ouch.
continuing to carry the tiefling off down the tunnel.
She cries.
Just imagining the tail coming up and like smacking you in the face, going like flap, flap, flap.
There, I'm not walking.
All right. With that,
But
you
I'm still stealthy?
It seems like an absolute
No,
pain.
probably not.
totally. All right. With that, you will be able to push forward, and will find yourselves very, very briefly, or very quickly, out at a larger section of this cavern. The worm seems to have burrowed down again, and after sliding down a quick embankment of about 40 feet at a 30-degree angle, not terrible. You can actually just kind of do a gentle jog down it.
Is that smell gone now?
Mhm.
Like dissipated?
Yes, the sandalwood was well behind. It was down the tunnel where that hooded figure was seen. You're just having the worst time today. Everything, Mars, has been interesting, and you're on gardening duty, basically. This is why you left your hometown. I mean, besides the whole transmutation into a tiefling thing. That was just an excuse. It's like going to college.
There's a college for that.
There's a college for everything in this world. But you slide down this embankment and find yourselves quickly in the mouth of this tunnel. It looks like it's led out back into the main cavern of the Underdark. And that's when you see something that truly disturbs you. Ahead of you, there are a number of townhouses that have been smashed to the ground by a giant creature. But there, on your left and on your right, are 2 twin holes burrowed into the ground. You're not sure which way it went, whether or not it burrowed up and out, or down again.
Survival check?
Ooh, buddy.
With disadvantage?
So just roll me a straight up survival check.
Okay.
If I
Is there-
tried to make one, would it be disadvantage?
It would be disadvantaged.
Wait, so there's 2 of these tunnels now?
There are 2 holes in the ground up ahead, about 150 feet from you. You can see these.
Oh, Amy. I didn't touch them.
God damn it, you two.
28.
Did you roll?
I
You
rolled
You
a 20 and a 19.
And Mike rolled a 19.
So it's 24 total.
24 total.
Yeah, and 28 for me.
Yeah, I can confirm both of those.
Okay. Glancing up ahead, you seem to think that it leads to the one on the right. You think that it burrowed down and back up again. As you're walking among the debris of these townhouses, you can see that there are several bodies pinned beneath the rubble,
So we think it went down and looped and came back up.
like it was thrashing wildly.
Okay, so is there a particular way that looks like it's gone?
It looks like it initially went down in the left tunnel and back up through the right, and then went ahead some distance.
Okay, I'm gonna go that way then.
Yeah.
Unless there's 2 of them.
That's what I was thinking. There could have been 2 here, or it's been here long enough that it started making more than 1 tunnel.
Yeah. Tia, this is creepy enough as is. Don't give me new nightmares.
I'm just want to be prepared just in case.
You can see that
Look out for eggs.
now you're in the master tunnel, this massive cavern system
You're after
here,
a horny worm.
where you can see in the distance among these like cresting hills of rock and pressed fungal matter. You can see into the distance, probably about 200 feet. Up ahead of you on the right, there is the tunnel that drops downward, as well as all of the debris from the rampage. However, glancing around as you walk, there's not as many bodies as you'd expect. And the building materials here look fairly new. This is at the edge of town, like that suburb where you met Val Morel. Cadamus will kick over a length of wood, revealing a toolkit. Builders. They were building this place when it crashed through. Unfortunate loss for them, but better than having a bunch of families here.
Yeah. Alright, well,
So you think it went down and back up?
based on some of the tracks, they look slightly fresher here. It looks like it probably was thrashing about. I think it's that. We went that way. I don't know how far behind it though we are.
So it's in this room. Wow.
Potentially, unless we find another exit hole.
Oh, let's keep looking.
How big is this space?
This space is about the size of 3 football fields.
Anything that looks like a cocoon?
As you walk ahead,
Oh no.
you can see that there is, over a rise, a mass of silky, almost like a layer of cobwebs, stretching the size of a field. You're not sure whether or not this was something that it expelled or something that it planned. But over this main road thoroughfare and a number of these townhouses, there is a layer of sticky, slightly sweet-smelling webbing, nearly 30 feet off the ground. A quick reminder to those of you, Malia and Mars, that would mean that its spinnerets are probably, this thing's probably about 40 feet tall. Well, about 30 to 35 feet tall.
And the amount of silk that it made?
Very long. If the worms are normally about the length of your finger, and if this is about 30 feet, a quick count pinching your finger, you think that it's probably between 250 and 300 feet long. Can I get a perception roll as you crest this rise?
15.
12.
13.
As you are looking
25.
Alright. As you were looking ahead of you, you can see that under this explosion of silk, there is not 1, not 2, but 8 different bored holes in the ground from where it looks like it thrashed while building a tunnel system.
looking at this stuff, how flammable do I think this is?
Make me a nature roll.
22.
Very.
Hey,
Enough
Farah,
that you'd want to...
this stuff's flammable.
Do you think it'll burn off quick enough to not light the houses up?
I don't know, but it
I
might
mean, the
clear
houses
it.
are already crushed.
And I mean, like, what would happen if you
What if there's someone inside the house?
flamed up the fungal spores? That could be attached somewhere along the way.
Would it destroy them or release them?
Or make it worse.
Yeah.
I mean, usually burning things kills it.
Usually.
Generally.
Try it or not.
Try it.
This place is under development. Should be anyone living here.
Yeah. All these houses are crushed anyways.
Can I ready an attack? In case if something drops or whatever.
Yes, you may. Okay. And she's going to start rubbing her fingers together. Do you see a good spot?
The thickest part?
Right smack in the middle.
All right, here we go. And she is going, a small spark is going to appear in the center of her hand, which is going to begin spinning and rolling, gaining strength like a snowball rolling downhill. And when it's the size of a softball, she will lob it outward. It will gain speed of its own, swirl, and her fireball will detonate in the center. And with a tremendous boom, is going to immolate the majority of the silk, almost like hair being lit on fire. It's going to go up like a fuse. The ground is going to begin to shake. And from beneath several of the collapsed houses, you'll start to see that something's moving beneath a couple of them. One of them nearby, only 30 feet away from you, will begin to rock and shake,
I'm gonna back away.
Yep.
and it will explode. A creature with 3 heads, all made of fungal sporing, with large black eyes like a spider, is going to rise out and rise out and rise out, looming nearly 30 feet tall.
There it is.
That's not a worm. This rises out. A bipedal creature with 3 stalked heads, lengthy claws from coming out of its 3 arms, one jutting out of the center of its torso, is going to rise up and make the most ungodly noise. And can I get an initiative roll?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. You will see that as you were looking around, 3 more of them are going to rise up.
Crap.
No, thanks.
All the same size?
All the same size. These are huge creatures.
I don't like this.
Enjoy.
I don't like my initiative roll.
All right, let's get
I
some
don't like it
fight
either.
music going in the background. All right. Is my initiative tracker over there?
It might be in this.
It's
crate.
not. It's over here.
How high is the cavern ceiling?
Yes. It is high enough to do collating.
Yes!
This is the full cavern, the full Underdark cavern. All right, so let's go down the initiative chart. Just one moment while I draw some lines. All right, dollar store notebooks, you are the best. All right, on the count of 3, Farah. Too many NPCs. Go. Wait, where's Farah? Okay. Wow, Cadamus actually did the thing he's good at for a change.
Yay.
Yay! Okay, so I guess they're all just going to share initiative to make my life easier. Oh, Okay. All right. So, counting down the initiative. Who has above 20? Cool. Catamus. All right. 20. 19.
19.
Okay. Who has the highest dex mod?
Probably Amy.
I have +2.
Yeah.
So, Tia. And you have a dex of 0. So, then Tia, then Malia.
And then Mars is at 18.
Mars. What do you have, Zeno?
11.
Okay, so I'll get back to you in a minute. So then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then Gwyden. And then how does... Oh, I guess Falmerel. And then Zeno. And then... Well, I mean... Wait, what did you have?
11.
Well, you beat Farah by 1. So, hey, that's something. Okay. All right, there is an explosion, and you can see that these things seem to be dwelling in the tunnels down beneath that this thing had dug. Some of the townhouses had fallen over to cover them, and as the fireball spread out, it must have covered them even further. 4 of them are going to lunge out, crawling out and roaring angrily in your direction. And with that, we should probably begin the fight. Catamus is going to draw his weapons, look around, and you can see that there are 2 ahead of you, 1 at 30 feet, 1 at 45 feet, 2 more on the right of roughly the same distance. Between each other, they're spread about 50 feet, forming a V toward you. Catamus takes a look at them, glances back at you. I'll take the ones on the right. I'll help you out if I have time. And he is going to rush toward the 2 on the right.
He's such a guy.
He's so good. I needed a boy. All right. He is definitely going to be able to go to the first one. And... Oh, God, these things are tough. And damn, son. Good job, Catamus.
Did he get double crit?
He didn't get double crit, but he dealt 22 points of damage as he runs in, stabs a short sword, and hacks with his axe into the side of this tremendous giant fungi.
More like this tremendous giant fun guy. Oh.
No, that's Catamus.
Do you
That's
know
true.
the mushroom man?
Tia.
Mushroom
Tia
man.
is going to cast Erupting Earth.
All right.
So choose a point it can see within 120 feet.
I just want to give you a reminder from last game. As you're looking at these things, they appear to be covered in the same fungal spores that you saw before,
Oh, right.
that the infected are. Remember, the infected had a very specific trait attached to them.
They're horny.
Horny.
They also resisted magic.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's rocks. It's bludgeoning damage. Would that still be...
I get an advantage on all magic.
Okay.
So, what's my save?
Does it have a save?
Yeah, it does. It's a DC 14.
And it's Dex?
Yes.
All right. I have a 16.
Okay. So they take half as much damage.
Does this apply to a creature that is larger than medium? Or large?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fountain of churned earth stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on a point.
Okay.
Each creature in the area must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d12 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. The ground in the area becomes difficult terrain until cleared away.
Sounds good.
Each 5-foot square portion requires at least 1 minute to clear by hand.
That sounds good. So go ahead and roll me half your damage. And I'm going to assume you're attacking number 1, the closest one on the left.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot cube, so...
Cool.
as long-
That
as long
covers
as one.
these things are at least 20. They're 4 cubes themselves.
Okay.
We're not using a battle mat. We're using Mind's Eye right now because it's just easier. All right. What'd you get?
It's 18, 19, so... 19 divided by 2,
Is it-
round down, would be 8 damage. Bludgeoning.
As a spell, that one's not too bad, though. If it fails the save.
All right. So how much was that? 18?
8 damage total.
8 damage. Cool.
That's halved.
Sounds good. All right, so there is an explosion of debris, and there is rough terrain surrounding this creature now. Now, I will say that with the townhouses here and the fireball, what was rough terrain between the worm rolling around and the fireball detonating is fairly flattened. It's not going to affect you that much at this point. So you'll be able to go pretty well. Malia, what do you do?
I cast Shield of Faith on myself and throw my hammer at it.
Okay, so you're going to step 10 feet forward.
Is that how far forward you
It
can
is
get
30
through it?
feet away from you, and your hammer has a 20-foot range for normal range.
So, yes, then.
Okay. So stepping 10 feet forward, you hurl your hammer. Go ahead and...
Uh, 23 to hit.
that is an absolute hit. Roll me damage versus giants.
Ooh.
The giant class.
Yeah.
Feels 2 extra d8.
2 extra D8.
Yeah, the dwarves versus giants is a fantastic game that everyone should play.
21.
20. Damn, son. All
I
right.
roll 3d8 for that.
That's fair.
And I add.
All right, your hammer's going to arc out and collide with a huge portion of the fungus that's surrounding this creature. And as it does, it'll rip through, and you can see that there's some type of creature underneath that looks kind of like a strange crossbreed of a mushroom man and a hill giant beneath this fungal growth. Whatever under giants these are, your hammer is going to bite in with almost a malicious glee. Mars, what do you do?
I'm going to use all of my movement action allowance to put myself between me and one of these guys with one of my party.
Okay. So you're basically going to do a massive circle.
Massive circle, yeah, and...
Cool. So you can use your bonus action to dash and do that, but
Yeah.
I
won't be able to attack this round, though. I don't.
you'll be able to attack with one weapon.
Okay.
You'll get sneak attack on it.
Yeah, okay.
Huh.
Cool, 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 cool.
Cool. What are you using? Now, I just want to remind you that just because it has magic resistance, that doesn't mean resistance to magic weapons.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to think, like, sneak attack is my 3d6. I think I'm gonna use the dagger because then I still get a +2 to my.
So you have a guaranteed 3 points of damage minimum.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll. So you rush around, and as you do, you will run in a wide arc, keeping out of its range of its thrashing arms.
And who do I have it between with?
That is going to be between you and I guess Malia's. Actually, Malia's technically not in melee range.
Yes, I was wondering maybe it's Catamus.
So you're going to go off to the right to the ones that he's fighting?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
What'd you get?
12.
12?
Yeah.
Damn, that's so close.
But
All
now
right.
I'm there though, so.
All right. So you said that you'd rather go toward the one that Catamus is fighting?
Yeah, because at least he'll be in my range, I think. At least that's what makes sense to me.
Basically, what's happening right now is it looks like it's going to be splitting off into 2 fights, like these 2 guys and these 2 guys.
Yeah, so I'll go off on
You're going to
Catamus's
go
side.
off to the other party?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Should I not have done that?
Hey, it's your game too. All right. Let's see. Malia, the one ahead of you is going to take 3 steps forward. 3 immense steps. Actually, no, 1 immense step because it is now inside of range with you. And it is going to hold its arm up, and as it does, you see that the spores and fungal growths around its arm have shifted into a sharp spear-like point, and it... I have a 13, a 14, and a 22.
22 hits.
Okay, it's going to slash at the ground with all of its might, missing you twice, but the third one is going to come down and deal 11 points of damage to you. Piercing damage, if that makes any difference. And the next one is going to move forward as well. Is going to take its entire action rushing, so these two are next to each other. That is going to cause it to miss its action. But now you have two of them right in front of you. Mind if you try to step back without disengaging, you are now inside of their range for opportunity attacks. Over on the other side, the one that is directly in front of you is going to split two of its attacks at Cadamus and one of its attacks at Mars. Mars, 22. That is definitely going to be a hit. Mars, you are going to take 19 points of damage. And Cadamus is going to take 28 points of damage. And is going to be thrown off his feet. The knife-like hand is going to come down and slash in the front of your armor, Mars, and is going to reverse and stab through Cadamus's upper thigh, knocking him down to his knees. The other spore giant is going to do what its other rear giant did and advance so that they are both next to you. And with that, Gwyden is going to rush over to your side. Is going to draw his Orialicum sword and is going to miss with his first attack. Actually, no, he's going to spend his inspiration on that, and that's going to be 2 hits. Chains. 2, 4, 6. That is not near. I keep rolling 1s on my d6s. So that's going to be 16 points of damage to number 1. Yeah, slowly but surely. All right, Falmerel is going to basically do what you did, do a wide circle around and come up and take the other space on the other side of Malia, since it has now stepped up into melee range with Malia, and is going to hopefully roll really well. Okay, that is 1 attack and 1 sneak attack. Mars, you're at 3d6 for your sneak attack at this level, right?
Yes.
Cool, that means that she is 2. I love it when things are easy. She draws her short sword and is going to... finally rolling well. That's great. 6, 10, 17... 24 points of sneak attack damage from the rear. Although, as she slashes through Mars from the angle that you're at, you're going to see that her blades are dripping with a viscous green poison, and as they slash through, you've seen these things cut before, they normally putrefy the flesh as they go through, and it's a very satisfying, assassin-y type of cut. She slashes through, looks at the cut that basically bleeds the poison from her blades back out onto the ground, almost like it's regurgitating it, looks up, oh shit, and jumps backward, trying to disengage as quickly as possible because her poison blades don't appear to be affecting these creatures.
Poison on poison.
Yep. And she's gotten lazy and started relying on them a little too much, I think. Now we're going to Zeno.
Alright, I want to move as far back as I can while retaining my full attack move.
Okay, so that's 30 feet.
So I'm going to move, 30 feet back.
And then Farah.
What? No, I had 19 initiative. I should be...
You acted second.
Yeah, right after
You
Cadmus.
did Earth Drop.
Yeah.
I
No,
did right
we're
before
still on
me.
the same
We're
round.
still in the same
There are 8 PCs.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, all good.
And yeah, I'm one of the
Right,
last
just-
to go, so.
All good.
Alright, so I'm going to make 3 attacks with my bow against. Okay, so there's 2 here, 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the one that Falmerel just attacked was the one that just stepped forward, right?
Falmerel is on the left side, so basically, Mali is on the left. The NPCs are on the right.
Okay.
And Mars.
And Mars. Okay.
That might change soon, who knows?
I'm just hanging there.
Alright. So I'm going to go after the left group.
Cool. I'll have a way to get you over there. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after the left group.
All right.
Let's go with the one that was in the back.
Okay, so the
That's
one that
step
has
4.
not been hit at all.
The one that has not been hit at all.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go for that one.
Okay.
And so I'm going to take my minus 10, minus 5 plus 10.
You can take a minus 10 if you want.
I don't want minus 10 plus 20.
Nah, I think we're good. All right,
Alright,
go ahead.
so minus
Go
5
ahead,
plus
let's do this.
Is this your hunter's mark?
Yes, this is my 100.
You're going to do Hunter's Mark.
Yes.
I guess that means that those of you listening at home may now drink.
Oy vey. Alright, so my lowest is going to be a 12.
12?
12.
Fantastic. That's going to miss.
That's going to miss. Alright, and then my next lowest one is
It
going
hits.
to be a 15.
It hits.
Alright.
Almost specifically that anything above 12 will hit. It's strange that way.
Now, you said these were magical weapons would still affect me.
Still works normally according to the rules that are written on this page.
Alright. So I'm gonna hit these guys with explosive arrows. Because that sounds like a good thing to do. Okay, this one here needs to be rerolled. Oh wait, no, that one doesn't get rerolled.
All right, sounds
This one.
good.
So there we go. Alright.
That works.
So, Kelly, can you do me a quick
I have to do math for you.
15 DC deck save?
Sure, I can. I'll even use my fancy dice. Is this a magical effect?
Magical weapon. Arrow.
Yeah, but it's a would. According to
Explosive
the
arrow.
rules of the book, it is a magical effect. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, 19.
Alright. So you
Actually,
half
20,
that.
23. So half my damage of 15, so that turns into 7.
Alright, so that's 5 explosive damage.
Okay, 5 explosive damage.
And then the rest of this is going to be 10, 15, 17, 20, 40, 60.
I love it when I just trim my beard perfectly. Anyway, well, except for this part where I accidentally shaved a bunch of it off by accident.
That's
But,
fair.
yeah, it happens. How much total?
60.
6 0.
6, 0.
6
Jesus
0.
So did you just kill him?
No, because that would have been good, but he started on a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, so that
Does
is.
math.
Nope, it's actually really easy because it's
Super easy.
barely an inconvenience. Farah is going to look around, look really close at the one directly in front of her, and
Spit at it.
look at their eyes. They're underdark. Someone, sunlight,
That's not me.
and with
That's me.
That's you.
I can do that.
You girl.
she is going to throw a fireball at the center pair because yeah.
What else do a fairy do?
What else do Farah do? She's also got like 4 fireballs left for the day or some ridiculous amount. That is 1 fail. Wait, no. Damn. Okay, it's 2 successes, which means that at her level, she does. It is 66. I'll just roll 3d6. All right, so a fireball is going to hit the center of them, and each of them is going to take a paltry 12 points of damage, thanks to resistance. So that's going to be, just drop that, and that's going to be down to math. Ooh, math. All right, top of the initiative, Cadamus is going to pull himself off his feet and is going to take 2 hefty swings, one of which is going to be a hit, and the other one is going to be a definite miss. I'll just average him, probably. All right, so he's going to stab forward, stumble a bit from the wound in his leg, and then reverse his axe and hack into one of this thing's legs. Tia,
How far is the next one from me?
about 15 feet.
Okay, then can I use my... And its range is 10?
Its range.
His range.
You could spend a 5 foot. You could spend a disengage action for sure.
Yeah. So then I can do a disengage and then use a bonus action, right?
Actually, its reach is not as long as it could be. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because I'm gonna move at least 30, so that I'm 30 feet away from it at least.
Well, you can move 30 feet in your round,
Yeah.
so you can move exactly 30 feet.
Yeah, well, if I'm about 15 feet away from it, then I'll move 20 feet back, I guess, from it. Away.
You can move 30 feet in your round.
I can, yes. I don't want to move too far, though. Because I need to be able to do something next turn.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast, as my bonus action, Guardian of Nature, which turns my walking speed, goes up by 10 feet. I gain dark vision to a range of 120 feet. Strength-based attacks are made with advantage, and melee weapon attacks deal an extra 1d6 force damage on a hit.
Is that everything for you?
That's for me.
Oh, that's the one where you turn into like a big monster, right?
This bestial fur covers your body. Your facial features become fair
Nice.
when you gain the following benefits. It lasts for up to a minute or concentration.
Well, if you haven't watched our werewolf stream, congratulations, you're watching a little baby version of it right now.
Ooh, it's a rare kid.
Now, I think since I...
No, there,
if I
Tia.
was... I don't think I need to do a disengage action, though, because I'm just moving.
You don't need to do disengage action. That's why you were getting confused there for a second.
Yeah.
So basically, you can just move your 15
Yeah.
feet back.
So that's a bonus action. But I can also just use it as an action, I guess, and then I can also shapeshift.
Can you shapeshift while this spell is active?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Because I
damn.
don't have to cast it
Oh,
while I'm
dip.
shifted. Existing effects remain. It is super useful.
So basically, just you become a
Even
bear,
burlier.
a bear wear.
Well, I was going to shift into an Allosaurus.
I'm not even going to try to turn that into a wear thing verbally. So yeah, go ahead.
I'm just a weird dinosaur.
So you're a big furry dinosaur. You're the missing link.
A scientifically accurate
You-
dinosaur.
You crazy son of a bitch! You did it. You did. You did it.
I mean, as I
Druids.
understand it, because...
Druids. Find a way.
Yeah.
All right,
So
go ahead, do it.
That is my turn, is moving 15
All
feet
right,
away,
so-
shifting, casting this thing.
With a
and shifting.
mighty. What's your shape-shifting sound? Is it? All right, good.
This time.
I thought it was.
Nah.
Tia bots transform and roll out. All right, so Tia, you're going to shapeshift into a giant were dinosaur hybrid thing.
Werasaur.
Werosaurus.
Oh, we got and that actually all works together. That is so weird. All right, dope.
Werosaurus wax.
Werasaur.
Malia.
Okay. How spread out are these things?
They are, I believe I said they were about 50 feet apart from each other. So they are about 20 feet wide. So let's say they are inside of a 120-foot line of each other.
Shit.
I mean, a 100-foot line.
It doesn't matter. This is a 60-foot range
Of what?
of daylight.
Well,
Some is better than none.
is it, read the spell.
It's a 60-foot radius sphere of light that spreads out from a point you choose within range.
You could cast it on the ones directly in front of you.
I don't think you can cast it on the thing.
Well, you can cast it on the area for the two in front of you.
Yeah, I was just hoping to catch all of them with a 3rd level spell.
No, unfortunately, you could catch. You could definitely catch the. So basically, you can
Now-
you can catch any two of them.
Do I think Farah is right and that this will harm them because this is not a damage dealing spell?
She didn't say it would deal damage
Just thought it would probably chase them off.
or weaken them or something like that. Maybe. Up to you.
I guess I'll try it. It'll take my entire action, but
Okay. So do you do that?
sure. I'll
You
cast
thrust
it,
your symbol of Vela aloft, and a blinding burst of sunlight is going to fill this chamber directly in front of you.
Yeah.
Cool. That is perfect. Mars, over on the right, what do you do?
I'm gonna try my sneak attack again.
All right, go ahead.
This time with both weapons.
Give it to me.
Oh, poor Mars.
I don't know what that is, but I appreciate it.
Nope, I rolled a 5 on both of my d20s.
So what do you add to that?
My dexterity, 4.
Plus your proficiency, which should be 3 at this level.
12.
12, and then +2 on my dagger.
So that's a hit.
14.
14 is a hit.
Okay.
And do you have inspiration? Does anybody want to spend a point of inspiration on you?
I still have my inspiration. You'll let me re-roll?
You can re-roll your fail. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do inspiration after the fact because...
That's better.
Is that a nat 20?
No.
Okay.
But it's better.
So that's 2 hits. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Yeah, the second one she rolled was an 11, so
Then
definitely
that's... Yeah.
better.
You're getting at the level where it's hard to fail a roll against something with low armor class.
5, 10, 17, 19, 21, 23. 23 altogether.
It's a solid hit.
23
Yeah.
altogether?
Yep.
Okay, and that's with your sneak attack with the +2 damage bonus
Yes.
and with your dex bonus?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, no, with my dex bonus.
So 26. Or what's your dex bonus? +4?
+4.
27. All right, and that was to this guy, which is going to drop him significantly. Thank you for making the math easy for me. You are going to dance back into range, lancing your rapier and slashing your blazing dagger through this one's back. Well, I guess the back of its leg. As you do, you're actually going to feel it cut whatever tendon is running up the back of its leg, and it's going to stumble forward slightly. And now it is their turn.
Before you move on,
Yes.
if I use a heal potion, what do I roll for determining...
Well, I can just roll it for you real quick.
Okay, cool. Not yet, but I just wanted to know.
Just tell me when you do it, and I'll roll it for you, and tell me what level of potion it is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. That's the chat is saying what type of animal you are.
Yeah.
So Google it. I want to see what it is. All right, across. So Malia, the one directly in front of you, is going to take a swing at you.
This is pulling me.
Okay, does a 16 hit?
For what?
Malia, the one in front of you, is going to take a swing at you. Does a 16 hit?
No.
Okay, this actually will hit for sure.
What is it?
They got a 29 on my second roll.
Yeah.
And 21 versus...
Yeah, 21 hits.
Okay, so that's going to be versus Falmerel. So one for you, one for her. So it is going to stab down, and you are going to take 11 points of damage. As it slashes into you, you can see that shot would have been perfect, but it was blinded partially by the sunlight. And on someone without your adamantine armor, it probably would have killed them. I'm just going to put that out there, because I rolled a 20 and a 19. You can see that it is shying away from the sunlight, and that is definitely going to ruin Falmerel's day. 21 points of damage on that one for her. It is going to slash into your chest, like bruising you up as your armor is hammered inward toward your breastbone, and is going to complete the motion by spinning around at its not necessarily fleshy waist and crash into Falmerel, throwing her a good 20 feet across the battlefield, where she's going to land near Mars. Want to trade? Oh, damn. Okay.
Can I give her a healing potion? No, I'm just kidding.
All right, the one next to you, Malia, is going to step up and try its luck at you again with a 16,
Nope.
with a 28,
Yep.
and with a 13.
Nope.
Okay.
It actually hasn't mattered yet that I've cast Shield of Faith.
So you are going to take, as it rushes up, it's going to swing at you 3 times with, I swear to God, these were good rolls before disadvantage took it away. That is going to be 20 points of damage. All right, and other one is going to take several swipes. That's going to miss Catamus, that's going to miss Catamus, and that one's going to hit Catamus. He's going to take another 20 points of damage.
Is his day being ruined?
He's got a lot of hit points. Like, he's got like just under 100 now.
Yeah.
So because he's been you guys are level 8, I
Level
believe.
8, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got about 80 hit points. So he's about half gone right now.
Yeah. This has done 44 points of damage to me so far.
All right. I'm just going to roll to see if I get crits.
I'm a very large dinosaur.
Okay. Over on that side, you can see that the Mushroom Man is doing his best to dance around these things, jabbing and stabbing as he goes, kind of dancing and doing a lot of rolls. Dancing and jumping. And as he comes up, Falmerel's going to stand up next to you, and as she does, the ground is going to start trembling. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. And
Is it time for worm party?
she is actually going to be knocked down as she is trying to stand up. And is going to spend this round rolling away and drinking a potion in her pocket. And Zeno, it's your turn.
All right.
Oh, so the daylight lasts for an hour, by the way.
Oh, beautiful. Can you move it?
If I cast it on an object. So I'm guessing there's a piece of rubble right in
Nice.
front of me near the thing that I cast it on. So I could pick that up and throw it.
You could. Nice.
Nice.
Closer to others if they keep running away.
All right, so I'm gonna make an attack.
Okay.
I'm going to use fire arrows on this one,
Okay.
which is still a magical effect, right?
Unless it gets a save, it doesn't matter, basically.
Oh, which the daylight is 60 feet sphere of bright daylight and then 60 feet of dim from there as well.
Oh.
So, just in case that matters.
While in sunlight.
Oh, excellent. So yes, this is
Uh,
dim sunlight, but still sunlight.
Cool.
Or 120 feet then.
Well,
Nice.
Catamus is still alive because of you, basically. Good job.
All right, and I'm gonna take my -5.
-5, -5. So you got 2 attacks this round, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my lowest one is going to be 14.
14 is a hit.
Cool. 2 hits.
2 hits, roll me damage.
Damage incoming.
Damage.
All right, so that's going to be 5 fire damage,
5 fire damage, okay.
and there is no save. There's not a save against
So
that.
that just does direct
So,
damage.
5 fire, and then for the actual hits, we have there's 11, 15, 17, 27, 37.
And which one were you aiming at?
I was aiming at the one that I shot before.
Okay, so 37 you said?
37 plus the 5 fire, so 41. 41.
Alright, so you're going to lay heavily into this one, slamming 2 firing arrows into its chest cavity. And it is going to start to ignite, bits of it burning off around the edges. And as it does that, oh, it's very keen-sighted. It is going to rear back and looks like it's about to do something. Like it's all of its like little mushroomy gills along its cap are starting to suck in air. And with that, that is a 50. No, because you have disadvantage on it. Yeah, okay. All right, so Farah is going to go ahead and hit them with another fireball because that's what she's got. And that is going to be 5, 9, 12, 16 points of fire damage to each of them. Oh, hey! She is going to unleash a fireball between them, one of which is going to catch the one directly in front of you in the head, and it's going to lurch forward from the force of the impact. But as that happens, the fireball is going to sphere out and continue the fire that Zeno started, bringing the other one crashing down to the ground.
Nice!
And with that, the ground beneath you is going to start to shake.
Okay.
And I need everyone on that side of the battlefield to make me a dexterity save.
Am I in that general area?
Yep.
So the left side?
The left side.
Okay.
So is that... Who is where?
Everybody but Mars is with you.
So mine does
Okay,
not
I
need to
thought-
make this.
Oh, I thought everybody had run off, but... Okay, well that's a nat 20, so...
Nat 20.
Should I use my inspiration here?
I would not.
Nope. Okay. Because I rolled a 3.
I think you should just go with it.
Okay.
Let's just go with it.
I would just go with it. Would you get a 1?
4.
Go with the
No, I got a 2 plus, and that was Dex.
Yeah.
So I got a 10.
10?
I guess it's a 5 total.
5 total?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess Farrah's over here, so she should probably roll.
So what kind of dinosaur are you?
I'm an Allosaurus. I'm a large beast.
Okay.
All right.
So you're,
My movement
And,
speed is 60 feet.
As you are over there, the ground is going to start to rumble and shake, and a huge 60-foot long strip of ground is going to rip away as a giant worm erupts through the floor, almost like its back mass is undulating, and crashes back down underneath. And the two of you are going to fall down into the tunnel it's creating. You may choose to do whatever you'd like and may still get an action with that nat 20.
nice.
But here's what's going to happen to everybody else. Tia, you are knocked down into this long tunnel that is being burrowed, and you and Zeno are going to land atop the worm's back. It is moving through the earth the speed of a freight train.
Oh no, I don't want this.
The tunnel itself has about 5 feet of clearance overhead
I'm 10 by 10. I'm a large beast. This is bad.
above your head. So,
Oh,
you
okay.
know, you crouch, you'll be fine.
This is really squishy. I don't like it. Okay,
Just grab it with your teeth and don't let go.
All around
Okay.
it,
I'll do that.
this creature, you look like you've landed around its midsection. One of the spore giants is going to collapse and fall in behind you. And on top of this creature, you can see dozens and dozens of these spore infected drow clinging to it like parasites.
Maybe don't bite it.
So, with that, Catamus is going to keep stabbing the giant over there as he do. Tia, what do you do? Now I need you to picture this. You're on the worm. As the worm turns, I'm gonna make a worm chart.
See, I'm picturing this kind of like those movies where there's a bunch of people like on top of a train.
This is literally what we're doing.
Okay.
Yes,
That's what we're doing.
this is literally what we're doing.
Is there any
Using the
place I can
sand
charge
for
for 30 feet?
Yes, but it's a sky train instead.
Because I want to do my, I want to do my pounce. I need to move at least 30 feet straight toward a creature and hit it with a claw attack. And if I succeed, or the target must succeed a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
All right. So the way that it. So this is my worm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you've landed basically about here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There are. I'm just gonna kind of just do like a fuzz. That there are spore creatures everywhere in this thing.
I love the little face.
Yeah.
He's happy. Just so you know, that's his butt. So you want me to put a butt on?
Yeah.
There you go. Now he's got a butt. It's like a SpongeBob butt. All right. So you have landed right around the midsection. The dinosaur, not dinosaur. The whatchamacallit? The spore giant has landed right about here. Coincidentally, about 30 feet away from you.
Okay. Because otherwise I was thinking I could go after this thing's head, but I think that would be too far for now.
Yeah, it's about 150 feet to ass or head.
And right now I move 70 feet per round.
Damn, son.
Because I'm a large creature that moves 60 feet, and then the plus 10 from the thing is 70 feet. That's many feet.
Damn, son.
So, yeah, okay, I'll work
Would it count as
towards the...
terrain,
Sorry?
Would it count as terrain, though?
The spore infected would probably... The fact that it's writhing with these creatures would probably be a little difficult. But I don't think that Tia's going to have any problem as a were dinosaur.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, and if it's burrowing and moving.
It's strangely working in my head. Basically, it's kind of like
Being on top of a subway.
it's being on top of a subway. It's a subway
Yeah.
fight. Let's not lie.
So yeah,
We're gonna make it work because
Subway.
subway fight.
We're having a subway fight with a giant worm. Obviously.
Yeah.
You know,
It happens
eat
sometimes.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this pounce attack at the
giant?
spore giant.
Okay.
It needs to succeed a DC 13 strength saving throw. This is not a magical effect.
It is still within 60 feet of that sphere of sunlight, even though it's down a hole. What's the DC?
13.
Okay.
Not super high, but
All right, so it is going to succeed that by one.
okay. So in that case, I will just attack it with my claws.
All
which,
right.
with the Guardian of Nature, I do I make strength-based attacks with advantage, and this counts as a melee weapon attack, so I do an extra 1d6 force damage on a hit.
All right, roll it.
It's
Time to crit as a giant were dinosaur.
Yes! Please just roll 20s.
Yeah, not as effective as the bite attack, but the pounce one requires doing the bite, the claw first.
Damn, that was close to being bad, but so that's 18 plus.
That's a hit.
Yeah. Plus
Give me.
4, 5, 6. It's only 10.
Only
but
10?
it counts as magical.
Yep.
Attack counts as magical for resistances.
Did you include your strength mods? And how much strength
Yeah,
you
because
gain?
normally it gives me for the bite claw attack. It's usually it's 1d8, and I rolled a 1 and a 4.
Ah, okay. All right, so you are going to lurch forward, slashing into it as a tremendously large wild animal, stripping away parts of its chest and one of its what you think is a throat.
Yeah.
Part of the reason you didn't hit quite as well is because its biology is very difficult to discern. You're pretty sure that if this was a fleshy creature, you would have just turned it into oh so much shawarma. Malia, it is your turn. You're standing at the edge of this chasm. You may choose to leap down if you wish, or you can choose to join the other fight, or you can choose to maybe predict where another hole might open up in the future. You can do anything you want.
Okay, so this thing is already, it's gone.
It basically, this just happened like 2 seconds ago,
Okay.
but they got knocked into it.
But the creature's head is already out of the way.
The head never came up, the body did.
Oh, okay.
The body burst through the floor, basically
Okay.
like it was undulating in the middle.
And so one of the spore giants that was near me is dead now.
And the other one is in the
fell
hole.
down. Okay, and the others are quite a ways away?
They're about, you could get to you could do a 30-foot movement and throw your hammer and hit them if you chose.
Okay, so could I do movement, action, and bonus action?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. So yes, I will go up. I will cast Spiritual Weapon
Okay.
with a 3rd level slot, because
Okay.
that's all I have left. I'm using Divine Strike on my hammer. And do I need to move 30 to get within range?
You will need to move your full 30 because they're 50 feet away. Well, unless you throw with disadvantage,
Okay.
because your hammer's immediate range is 20.
Okay. And I guess it would be probably too much to ask to see if I could kick that piece of rubble with the sunlight on it nearer as I go.
Yeah, and doing all of the rest, I'm gonna say so. It's still within. They're still within dim sunlight, which counts.
Okay, I'm just gonna run up then, cast Spiritual Weapon with 3rd level, use Divine Strike,
Okay.
throw my weapon.
All right, go ahead.
And you know what? I'm gonna fling an advantage on my thrower.
I mean, you might as well,
Okay, so that's my thrower.
because if you get a nat 20 on this, you are going to be doing significant damage.
Funny.
Okay, so
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Spiritual Weapon for sure hits. That's an 18 I rolled.
that's a hit.
Okay, so 16
Hit.
and a 15.
Hit.
Okay. So that is...
And the nearest one to you is number 3. Oh god, number 4 hasn't taken any damage at all.
Okay, so that's 18 on the Dwarven Thrower. No, wait, that's 18 plus... So that's 23 on the Dwarven Thrower.
23 damage? And that's
Yeah.
with the giant bonus, right?
Yes. That's why I rolled so many dice.
Cool. So you said 23?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That makes my math easy,
20
thank
on
you.
the Spiritual Weapon.
That makes my math very... I love it when it's like, when something has X3 hit points and one of you does X3 and it's just, yay! And then it's like, oh, it's a round number, and then you do another 20 off of that round number and it's like, yay! Oh man, your 2 strikes are going to hit very, very soundly with the crack of a thunder blow as you rush in to aid your friends. Mars, you are right behind this one, and would you? So you got a couple options right now. Falmerel's kind of getting up behind you. She's quaffed a potion. You can attack this one. The one that MacLeod just rushed up and struck is the one that you've been working on. It looks very wounded. You think if you hit it, you can probably take it down. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, go ahead. Give me 2 attacks.
I'm sorry, my dice are sucky. But that
Did
one
you forget
hits.
dice tonight?
I have Amy's dice.
Always borrow my dice.
But that one's being happy. That one's a 15.
So that one's gonna hit.
How,
Oh
what
yeah,
did-
with your bonuses.
Would you roll?
Plus 7?
Yeah, that one's gonna be a 13 hits. Right?
13
You're
hits.
fine. They both hit.
These things only have natural armor. They're not wearing armor.
Yeah, and then the other one is.
So
a
roll me
hit.
damage, and your sneak attack will apply because this thing is flanked on all sides by your boys.
So wait, what?
There's a sneak attack as well.
Yeah. I thought you said add something else to the sneak attack.
No,
Like,
just
nope.
I think the
I was
sneak
gonna be
attack
like,
will be plenty.
Woo.
So
Alright,
you're rolling D4 plus D8 plus 3D6 plus 6 at the end of it.
Yeah.
For your dex and
So
sword
I have
or magic
10,
thing.
16,
All right, I can't wait to hear this
17,
recording afterward.
19.
I think it's gonna be nice.
19,
That's good.
25.
Oh, yeah.
So Mars, to rip off a contemporary of mine, how do you want to do this?
Where does it look really hurt?
It looks really hurt all over. I would say give it the old God of War.
Yeah.
Because you have damaged its right leg very much, so much so that it's sunk partially down on one of its legs, giving you a perfect ramp up to its spine.
Yeah, let's do that.
So with a rush forward, you'll run up the back of its now bent leg, running up its back. You can see where its head is bent forward, giving you that perfect angle at the nape of its neck.
Yeah.
And much like a character from Attack on Titan, you will slash downward and not be eaten, but instead remove the spinal cord that is connecting these 3 heads.
Nice.
All right. The spinal cord shatters under the weight of your blade, and the giant will stumble and topple forward as you leap off to your feet daintily.
You know what I want to do for like our next game session?
Now what?
I want to look at a bunch of the Soul Calibur 2 like finishing moves and see if I can make them.
No, because
work.
the entire game would just be you like pushing people out of a ring, because that's how it works.
Oh yeah, that too.
Ring out!
Yeah, but no, I should look at some of them and be like, I'm going to describe them and then see if the chat can figure out which character it is.
pretty good.
Oh, good. All right. So with that, we are
Ooh,
down
that was
to me. All right.
It's a me.
Tia, the one in front of you, is still in dimness. So I have 19.
That hits.
I have 14.
That hits.
And I have 15.
Those all hit.
My AC is 13 right now.
Is it only 13?
Yeah, as a...
Do you have damage resistance or something?
No.
Even in this wear form?
Yeah, its AC is 13.
Okay.
Yeah, Allosaurus, AC, 13 natural armor.
But do you get any armor boost from the primal form?
No.
Okay.
It just makes me faster and attack harder.
Okay. All right. What is your?
I have 51 hit points right now
As this thing?
as this thing.
Cool. I can do math. So that it is going to slash out and hit you 3 times, and that's going to be. You know what? I'm going to do this the easy way. You are going to take how many?
I have 51 hit points, which will drop me.
You are going to take 48 points of damage.
So I have 3 points left.
You have 3 hit points left as it's going to stab into you 3 times quickly.
I'm gonna try and wreck it next time.
Yeah, but you're not down.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
that's.
that wouldn't down me. What it would do would knock me back to my regular hit points.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
know.
82.
I know,
Yeah.
but still.
But yeah, that would
Circle
suck.
of the Moon is gross. All right. Falmorel is going to catch her breath and lunge out, burying her dagger into that one with a critical hit. I'm just going to see that does 30 damage probably. I'm going to lie because it's easier. Okay, Zeno, you are down in a pit on top of this rushing worm. There are these climbing spore drow all around you.
So the spore drow are, they're going to be coming at us?
They might.
They might?
They might. A lot of them are clinging to the sides, almost like parasitic husks.
Alrighty.
But you see in the distance, you could probably run a path through them. Especially because you no longer suffer
from
terrain penalties. It's almost like you guys were the perfect ones to fall down this hole.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't plan that. That actually just turned out pretty well.
Should I run to the head or should I summon a bunch of animals with me to run to the head and beat this thing up?
How good are crabs going to be able to hold on to this?
Giant goats have the sure-footed trait.
They do. It's goat time. Go get him.
I mean, your call.
I love it. Giant goats are great.
So
Do it.
That's going to cut your movement down a bit, though.
I'd only be able to move 30 with that.
Yeah.
And I'm, 75 from the head?
About 150 from the head.
150 from the head? Okay. Or I could go all the way to the head and then not make an attack.
Well, you could go 60 toward the head.
I could go 60.
Do we need to go towards the head, or can we just attack the body?
I mean, you could just attack the body. Yeah.
I mean, the head's probably a good bet, too.
But the body's right below you.
Body's right below it. Because it's ridiculous. So, quick question about dynamics, Kelly. So the goats have a charge attack, so if the goat moves at least 20 feet straight toward a target, if it is on the target, how does that work?
It can't.
It can't.
It cannot.
Okay, but it can still make a normal attack.
It can still make a normal attack.
Okay.
Now, I will say, what's its sure-footed trait?
Goat has advantage on strength and dex saving throws made against effects that would knock it prone.
Cool. By the way, as this thing is now moving, you guys are going to have to start making some checks not to fall off.
You want to make a dex save?
I will in a second, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Tia has additional bonuses or something as this Allosaur, were Allosaur, right?
Not particularly. Its dexterity is it's still just +1. It's
cool.
Same as my normal.
Well.
Actually, no, it's actually less than my normal.
Can you make me an acrobatics roll, by the way? Since I forgot to ask for this a minute ago.
Yeah. So this is going to be 19.
That's fine. So you're fine even with the jump. So good job there. All right. So what are we doing, bud?
We're just going to do 2 arrows.
We're just going to do... Okay. Thank God. I'm already looking at my initiative sheet already.
Yeah, so we're going to do
going
2
blind.
arrows.
Okay.
We're going to do a full move towards the head.
Okay.
And then shoot.
So you're going to move your 30 feet.
Yes.
For the head. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're just going to shoot down to the body?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do.
I will say, both of you, it is dark enough down here. You are going to be able to see that kind of through the falling dirt that's spinning your way from the front, it does appear that this thing has headlights. Like purple lights shining ahead of it.
I thought you said something else for something. I thought you said headlights.
Headlights.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the little things.
Because I realized that in my haste to juggle this many people, I forgot to mention that it looked lit AF.
Lit AF.
In the front.
So let me just...
By some big purple thing. I don't know what big bright purple thing that might be.
No idea.
No idea at all.
No idea. It's probably nothing.
It's history's mystery, really.
We can probably just throw it away.
Probably.
I think you should.
All right, so I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot it with fire, because kill it with fire, right?
Yeah,
That's the way it works. So let's start with bow attack -5 +10.
Cool.
Wow, that's not great. Not great, not terrible. 14's my lowest.
That's a fail.
That's a fail. How about a 29?
Wouldn't that be great if that was a fail? No, that's gonna work.
That would be horrifying.
Say, if that was a fail, then I can't hit this thing.
You're just like, you know what? I'm out. The worm rules the world now.
Yeah, basically.
pretty much.
Who rule the world? Worm.
All right, so here it is.
The worm alone is now.
As this episode was almost called "As the Worm Turns." I was trying to think of good names of this episode, and Tunnel Vision was, of course, the best one. But
17, 27.
27 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you make me that acrobatics check, please?
Yes.
All right. So 27. Oh, thank you. Oh, I love it when you make it's a nice even number off its hit points. All right, so you fire a couple of arrows into its body, and it's going to rip in, and the arrows are going to ignite beneath the skin, causing this plume of red smoke to pour out of its perforated, fleshy sac that is its torso. As that happens, you will... Would you get on the acrobatics?
20.
Perfect.
Unnatural.
Unnatural. You are going to continue forward. Farah is on top of this worm as well.
Because why not?
And she got exactly what she needed to hang on. She is going to take a glance around, quickly kind of just getting her bearings on the situation. It is within range. Cool. Tia, you and Zeno now have haste cast on you.
Woo! And
You
what
have
does that do?
a +2 bonus to AC, advantage on dex saving throws, and 1 additional action at each of your turns.
Oh, snap.
This can be used only to attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object.
Yeah. that's awesome.
Basically, it gives you double movement.
Okay.
Right, that's insane.
So it gives
Yes.
an extra attack as well.
Or gives
Or.
you 1 extra action that can only be spent to do those basic things.
Okay.
But you also get +2 AC and advantage on dex saves, which means that running... Well, if you fall, you'll probably survive. So you move it a full 60 forward. So I'm just going to put Zeno there. Farah's in the center. And then Tia is right there. All right, back at the top of the initiative, Cadamus is going to slice and dice. That is 2 slices and 2 dices. That is going to be 24 points of damage. Which drops that to 9,000. Cool. That is not the way math works, Kelly.
It might be the way math works.
All right, Tia, what do you do? This spore creature is in front of you. You have slashed into its torso.
Yeah. I'm gonna bite it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have how many actions or attacks do you have around
2 right now with that.
with that? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do the first one and then the second one. So I got, which is bite is 2d10, and then I have the extra d6 from the thing. Next time I get hit, since I've got a spell that I'm concentrating on, give me the damage
Sure.
separately, because each attack will do something different.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Because you said it had 3 attacks, right?
They guys get 3 attacks.
Yeah.
If it decides to attack.
Yeah. Because I have to do 1 for each damage. Yeah.
Roger, roger.
I forgot about that. Crap! I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Did you botch?
I got a 4 and a 6.
Well, the 6 with all of your mods is a...
Well, actually, hold on. So 6 is
You should have at least a +7 on
7.
this.
Yeah, so that'd be 13.
So that's a hit.
Okay, cool.
The 4 is not a hit.
No. Okay, so this is my first attack.
Unless, what's your strength mod?
Alright, it's +5. 5, 6, 7. And I think my proficiency bonus carries over.
Yes, it does.
So 5,
So it's
6,
8.
7, 8 plus 8.
So that would be a miss. So use your
That would be a
inspiration on
12,
that. Yeah.
No, well, this is my first attack. I have advantage on it
Oh.
because it's a strength-based attack.
Yeah, so the first one hits.
Yeah.
So roll,
so then
roll
it's
again.
gonna do
if it matters. That's 10, 11 damage.
Okay.
Plus strength. Plus 5. 11 plus 5.
So 16?
16. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the exact same thing again.
Okay, go ahead. Come on. 20.
Nat 20.
Now 20, roll me double damage, please. And that is all dice.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a 10 and a 7 and a 3. So that's right away.
20.
So 20 immediately.
Okay. And then you get to re-roll a bunch of those, don't you?
All of them.
Cool.
Because I haven't added my...
So you said 20 so far?
Yeah, I haven't added my strength yet, so 20.
Okay.
And 16. So 36
Plus your strength.
5.
All right, so Amy, can you do me a favor? You were on the back of a speeding bullet worm, fighting a spore giant that is slowly being shaved down by the rubble above your head. As it is trying to duck out of the way, seeing how tall it is. One of its heads has been completely pulled off by this drama, and there is a were-velocil tiger in front of it. How do you finish ruining its day?
I mean, I'm biting, I'm chomping.
So do you just bite it in half, basically?
Or do you bite it and shake your head and toss it up into the ceiling?
Basically, yeah. Like the first bite goes in, chomp, and then which gouges it, and then the second chomp is like, chonk, and then just shreds.
I imagine
just-
you just took like
rips
what
2 heads
Charlie
off at
does
once.
to his toys.
Basically,
Yeah.
except that she's basically holding it up in front of like a lathe that's stripping its face away, like it's being dragged on concrete. And a nubby, bloody fungal mess is going to just be pulled down a moment later, completely sheared off from the ribs up. And that's why I put a condenser on. All right, damn, son.
Wake up, Chad.
Wake up, Chet. All right, Malia, back at the other fight.
Okay. Do we still have?
You still have one.
Damn. Who else is up here?
Falmeril, Gwyden, Mars, and
movement.
Catamus. Oh, you also have movement.
Yeah, I was gonna turn and start heading back the other
Sounds
way.
good.
Oh, get the toys.
Yeah, towards the gem. This was the other direction.
No, we're gonna throw the gem in
Okay.
the garbage.
So
I
I'm
guess if we've got one
70
left.
feet either way.
I will attack it then.
All right. Just don't.
Anyone mind if I open the door a little?
I don't
Oh,
mind.
God.
Yeah, let's ventilate.
Honey.
What'd you get? How many?
You got honey and a
Charlie's keeping my feet warm.
Which one's the nat 20?
my dwarven thrower.
Okay.
I did designate pink specifically as.
Then go ahead and do me double damage on that with all the giant bonuses. I'm going to tell you these things challenge ratings when this fight's done, and you are going to get lit.
Okay.
Like,
So
in the crevasse,
on
I'm
the
like,
spiritual
I
weapon,
can get out if I
it
need to.
did
I'm in the pit of despair.
16 damage,
Okay.
and then
What'd you get?
50 points of damage.
50?
I'm rolling 4d8 twice, plus
Wow.
my mod.
Damn.
All right, 50 points of damage.
Thanks,
Holy
son.
crap. Okay, so with two mighty blows, you are going to drop it to one knee. One of its heads is going to sag completely limp forward.
If I drop it to one knee, can that be because I like knocked one of its legs off?
Sure. With that
I
crit.
just flung my hammers through its leg.
Jesus.
Yeah, and your hammer sailed back through its hip joint. All right. You know what? Mars.
Oh, hi.
This thing is right next to you again, and Malia has set you up. You're going to get an attack with advantage. Pay it forward.
Sneak, sneak.
So that's going to be your attacks are going to have advantage this round. Yeah.
So do I need
Yeah.
to roll? Okay.
So you're going to roll 2d20s twice, giving me the better.
Good, except this is a 1. The other was a 13.
Okay. So 13's definitely going to hit. And for your dagger.
Yeah.
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 This is, what is it?
A 16 plus all the others.
All right. So go ahead and roll me with sneak attack.
Sneak, sneak.
Whew.
Sniff it.
Sneak it. Fabulous.
6,
Math is very hard, chat. You are 100% right.
You should give him a Dork Tales logo for that.
10, 18. 22.
22 points of damage. Oh god, this thing is so wrecked. You are going to, as it lurches forward, you're going to find the perfect opportunity, slashing into its back as it leers forward. It's going to lurch to the side, and oh god damn, of course he did. Well, that actually, he goes first. So what am I doing? Oy, getting off track here. So you're going to slash forward, dropping this thing to one arm as it tries to prop itself up. It is going to take a tremendous breath in, and I need all of us to make me a Constitution saving throw.
All of us?
You're not there.
Didn't think so. Just making sure.
A nat 20 do.
Yes, a nat 20 is probably going to help you out. This is Falmarel, this is Cadamus, and Gwyden is the yellow one.
Shouldn't Gwyden be immune to this because he's a mushroom?
He'll have advantage on this, that's for sure.
Different type of mushroom.
That's fair.
Okay, so Cadamus, Constitution save. Constitution is definitely one of his class skills. So he's going to +3. That's going to be a fail, actually, by 1.
Poor Cadamus, he's gonna get wrecked.
What'd you get?
22.
22. All right. So that is going to be... Wow. That is a lot of d8s.
Ooh, Cadamus is gonna die.
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, what? Who?
Arm day.
Today's
Or
arm day.
biceps. Arm day.
Today arm day.
Are we all doing it? What?
Okay. So that's 7,
That's my 0 strength right
10,
there.
30.
I actually get a flex now. There's something there. It's hard. It's great.
Let me feel.
All right. So both of you are going to take 23 points of damage. Cadamus is going to take 46 points of damage and is going to go down.
So 23, you said?
23 on a save. 23.
And Cadamus is down.
Cadamus is down in his first round of death saves.
So wait, I'm taking 22 damage.
Yikes.
Yep.
Oh no.
You did a save.
Huh?
It was 46. This thing breathes in through all of its pores and erupts toxic spores, dark, strange motes of energy that explode outward and like burn into your lungs. Gwyden, you're going to see the fungal flesh of his face begin to go slightly dark, and Falmarel is going to take 23, which basically, let's roll to see if... and she's also going to drop. Right. However, Gwyden's going to take this momentum, is going to rush forward and embed his reddish gold sword into this thing's chest cavity, and you'll see whatever the blade is coated with start to eat away at the fungus as this thing collapses to the ground, giving you a chance to heal. Falmarel is going to make a death save. Falmarel is going to succeed her death save. Zeno! Now we are down under. Dun, 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 dun. No, we're going to get copyright struck if I do that. All right, so no real Mario music. As you are rushing on top of this thing, you what do you do?
All right, so I'm heading towards the head.
So right now you moved 60 feet last time, so you can move. If you do not take a action and choose to dash instead, you can spend this action making it all the way to the head.
but I won't be able to.
You won't be able to act.
I won't be able to act.
You won't be able to do an attack.
And so okay, or I could just move 30. So it's what 60? It's 60 feet to the head now.
It is 90 feet to the head.
It's 90 feet to
Yep.
the head. Okay. I am going to. I'm gonna move 30 and then shooty shoot.
30 feet and shooty shoot?
Yeah.
Are you including your extra action?
That's in my shooty shoot.
You're going to shoot 3 times?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so that's going to move you.
Alright, and these explosive arrows wouldn't be a good idea in a tunnel.
I mean, it's your game too.
Hey, if you won't let me open a box, I don't think you should use your explosive.
You should just
arrows.
jump down to the tunnel, pick him up, and carry him off.
Yeah.
Under the arms.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
no Xeno.
No Xeno.
At arm's length, you should carry him off.
Alright, so I'm also going to.
I love how the green screen gives me a battle aura.
Right.
That's great.
Alright, so I'm also going to. So I have my 2 attacks with my 1 extra attack because of Farah. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to do Hail of Thorns
Okay.
for extra damage.
Hail of Thorns has, does that have a DC?
It does. It's a dex saving throw.
Fail.
Cool. Alright, so that's going to be 2d10 right there. And fire arrows, because why not, right? Alright, so let's do this. Should I take minus 5d2 plus 10 damage?
Sure.
I think, I don't.
Yeah, let's do it.
Why not?
Alright, well, my lowest one is going to be 16.
That's a hit.
Alright, and then...
Oh wait, actually, hold on, let me double check that. That's a hit, yeah.
That's a hit? Alright, and then my next lowest one is going to be 17, so...
Oh, that's a miss, strangely enough.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I know,
odd
right?
numbers.
Alright, that's
You miss
that's
on
super
odd
strange.
numbers.
Alright, so we're gonna do, right off the bat, we do 7, 8, 9, 10 fire damage.
Alright, 10 fire damage. Cool, cool,
10
cool.
fire damage.
Cool, cool, cool.
And then... And then we are doing... Oh boy. Okay, we have 11, 16, 17, 20, 25, 26,
Just give it to me all at once.
26, 29, 36, 46, 56, 70, 66.
66?
66.
Cool.
Yeah, 36
Damn.
plus 30 is 66.
Cool. So you're going to fire
Checks out.
3 arrows into this thing's frame, and I need you to do me 2 things, my friend. Number 1, I need you to make me an acrobatics check
Coming up.
to not fall off this thing as you're running.
I fall off.
Do you want to use
Okay.
Inspiration.
I think that might be good.
Because that was a nat 1.
Okay.
That'd be hilarious. That one's gonna be an acrobatics.
Yep.
18.
18. You are good. However, as you hammer this thing with arrow after arrow, I will say that it was a good idea. It was a good idea. As this thing's insides begin to rupture from the puncture wounds and the shuddering of its flesh, it is going to buck wildly inside of the tunnel, which means that this is going to be a. You know what? It's going to be a constitution.
All of those are hiccup.
Actually, how would that work? So you're basically all being slammed in the roof tunnel, or the tunnel of the roof of the tunnel. So
Underneath us?
yeah.
No.
So is that a Constitution save or is that an attack roll?
That's
That sounds like an attack roll.
Yeah.
But I guess I can just make an attack against all of you at once because I'm undulating.
Ooh, undula attack.
Cool. I'm gonna say this has advantage because you have nowhere to go. Okay,
That sounds
so that is a 29 and a 28.
No, it's a miss.
It's a miss? Cool. So with this additional speed, that's
29
going
and
to
28.
be
What?
To hit.
your AC.
Yeah, mine's like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He was being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I'm
I was
gonna
like, why the hell?
Because
Mike?
none of us have
I'm
an
gonna roll your damages separately.
I currently
Yeah.
have AC 20.
Okay.
But not 29.
No.
That would be impressive.
Yeah. Because my spell concentration is going to be either 10 or half the damage I take.
Okay, so I dropped that. So there we go.
Gone forever.
That is going to be what's my strength plus 7.
So this is gonna be a bad one.
It's going to be bad.
Plus the velocity of the tunnel. So that's going to be. All right.
Some dirty thoughts.
I know, right?
Amy.
Gross.
This is going to be plus 7, so that is 2. Oh wow. 3, 4, 8, 10, 16. Oh, you need them individually, don't you?
I need the total. Like, I need, if they're separate attacks,
Okay.
then I need them separately. If it's all one
Cool.
attack.
The first one is going to be plus 7, so that's 10, 11, 16, 23 on the first one.
Okay.
And the second
Okay.
arch is going to be. Oh, wait, sorry. Add 2 to whatever I just told you.
Oh, so 23?
25.
25?
25,
So
yeah.
half of that is...
That is 12.
Okay.
And then the next one is going to be 2, 4, 6, 17. So, or 8. All right.
So chat, to clear it up, Zeno and Tia are currently on the back of a tunneling worm that is huge and is going really fast through a tunnel and decide, hey, something's poking me in my back and I'm going to slam my back against the roof to get rid of it.
20,
Yeah, try to like
Smart.
30.
buck them off.
Well,
Scrape.
phrasing.
Okay.
Zeno,
So
take
I lose the spell.
43 points of damage.
43?
43.
Okay.
I like how a horse sometimes goes like, yeah.
Farah.
But it's like it's kicking you guys against the wall, which is
Did
not
you?
fun.
Dude,
Farah is
one
unconscious.
attack.
Your haste ends.
Yep.
You
Which means we
now.
both have exhaustion.
Yes, you may not move or take actions until after your next turn.
Turn.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
So we have an entire turn of doing nothing.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, crap.
That's one of the problems with haste.
Uh,
That's why I don't use it often. Basically have to
it
do it all
helps
once.
if you don't attack the thing you're riding on.
Did you only attack me twice?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. Back into initiative. Zeno, you just went. And then Farah is going to make a death save as she falls off. She is going to succeed, but she's going to automatically take a fail from hitting the wall as she falls.
Oh, no.
So she is on the tunnel behind you, bleeding out. So that is one good, one bad.
Well, you know.
Well, I guess I liked her while we had her.
Mm-hmm. All right. Top of the initiative, Catamus.
Is dying.
Death save. All right. Whoop. That is a fail.
shit.
We're gonna lose all of our NPCs in one game.
TPK.
Okay. Tia, what do you do?
NPC TPK?
Okay, so Farah
So you
is
cannot
out.
move or take actions until after your next turn.
So, I mean, in that case, if I can't do anything, then I do nothing.
All right. So that's Tia. Malia, what do you do?
Okay, so R1 is down now, and that's it?
It is down. You also have 2 of your allies nearby have collapsed to the ground.
Yes, but everything else is gone.
Yes, there's no other combatants up here.
Well, I only have one action, so I'll run to Cadmus first. Spare the dying.
Okay.
I can't do anything else.
All right, so Catamus is going to be pulled out of that. Mars, what do you do?
Anything else still need to be dead? They all dead?
They're all dead.
They're all dead. Cool. I don't think I can help anyone.
You can feel the ground rumbling underneath you.
Could jump down into the tunnel.
No. Yeah, but if I jump into the tunnel, is the worm thing still alive?
Oh, yeah.
It's still alive, yeah.
Sure is.
I'll jump into the tunnel.
All right. Can you make me a perception roll?
Sure. 17.
Just ahead of you, not terribly, just about your movement ahead of you. You can see a body prone on the ground. It looks familiar. It's either Tia or Farah. You can't tell, but it's more of a feminine shape.
Are we out of initiative order?
You are at the moment. You'll reslot back into your normal place if you join a fight.
Alright. Body.
All right. So you're gonna rush up to her, and that's gonna that's gonna be your action. We're gonna stay in initiative order for that since death saves.
Yeah.
Gwyden is going to.
So I don't think my healing potions or anything help with death saves. Do
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
They auto stabilize.
Oh.
Gwyden is going to stabilize Falmarel.
Yeah, because they refresh hit points, right?
Falmarel is going
Zero,
to
but she'd
be unconscious.
So she's at
Zeno,
Is it?
you're going to do nothing.
It doesn't
I'm
really
gonna do
go
nothing.
Nothing this round. That's easy.
Completely go past.
Farah is going to make a death save. I'm going to use her die. Where
And
is-
that's just auto
Don't
die.
botch, don't
if you
botch,
go
don't botch, don't botch.
your hit points past.
I got a 4. That's not a botch.
Don't botch.
That's
Good.
not.
So what? She has one more after that.
She has one more to survive.
Since she botched, she would've filled up
Cadamus
the-
is unconscious.
She's already
Tia, it is your round. What do you do?
I'm conscious. Okay, so I'm still conscious.
Yes.
I have half my hit points right now.
And you are 140 feet from the front of the worm.
Are you still a dinosaur?
Did I? Because I moved 70 feet last time.
You move 70 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
because
did.
before it was before I lost the spell,
Yeah.
and my movement is 16
Okay, so
right now.
you are another 40 feet ahead. So what did I just say? 140. So you are 100 feet from the front because you move 30 feet back to attack.
Yeah,
thing,
okay.
and
I'm 100 feet from the front.
you're 100 feet
Okay,
from the
I
front.
am currently in my regular form.
Okay.
I've lost my spell.
Yep.
Um,
And Zeno is at roughly 70 feet from the front.
do I think this thing also has spell resistance?
It is covered by the same fungus, so
Probably, yeah. Okay. Just making sure. I want to not be on this anymore.
Probably a good idea.
Am I able to get down the side safely?
it's moving pretty quick. You'd take damage if you did.
I'm gonna. Do you want to shift again?
Just something small enough that it gets out of the way.
That I can get off. Yeah, maybe. And something with more than just one hit point.
Giant crab.
I think like giant. Giant eagles is still a large beast.
Giant goat.
That would be
Do you
a,
have to be giant?
Well, I'm just thinking something with hit points. Yeah. And that can fly, so that I can get off this thing, or that can jump easily.
You can do a swarm of bats.
no. That's only for awkward social situations.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'll do. I can do saber-toothed tiger. And use that and try and jump down. Or is this thing? How this worm is really big, so if I try to
It's
jump
really big.
down, so I would want to fly. I wouldn't want to jump.
I would say flying is probably the ideal
Okay.
method.
So, we're gonna do a giant spider and cling to the seat wall.
I mean, you're still moving at 3d6 worth of damage.
True.
If
so
you touch
not
the wall.
that. Okay. So yeah, let's go bird
Okay.
and just lift off.
Sure. What kind of bird? Are you going forward toward the head, or are you going backward?
Backward. Basically, I just want to lift up so that I can like pass underneath me.
Okay. That works for me. So you're going to go ahead and do that.
So
You
I'm gonna do-
shapeshift into a
Giant eagle.
giant.
Will that fit?
It'd be tight.
So if it's tight, you probably won't be able to fly then.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta
I'll
flap your
do-
wings,
I'll
so-
just be I'll go
Just
with
be an
a
eagle.
Yay. Bat.
That's perfect for this.
I'm gonna be a bat.
All right, so leaping up, you will shapeshift into a bat and will clear the top of the tunnel.
Yep.
Malia, what do you do?
Using a healing potion is a...
It's a free action,
Free action?
or a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use it as your bonus action.
Okay, I will pour one down Cadmus's throat and move to Falmoral
Okay.
and spare the dying.
Oh, Gwyden already stabilized her last round.
Oh, she did. He did? Okay.
Yeah. So looking around.
I'll pour one down his throat and pour one down mine.
Okay.
So a healing potion on him, and I'm going to use greater on me.
Okay, so greater is the 4d4?
I don't know. You just told me greater healing potion. So I'm assuming it's the next level up.
So these are the super. So there's,
There's
it was lesser and
base-
greater, right?
Yeah.
Basic and
Yeah.
then greater.
All right, so you're going to heal 4, 6, 10, 16 points of damage. All right. And Mars, what do you do?
Healing potion.
Healing potion, that's your bonus action. You can... Oh, on Farah.
Yeah.
All right.
No, be selfish, triggered in front of
I was...
Let her die.
Die, bitch. Okay, so she's going to... Her eyes are going to flutter open. How are you? Are you basically just like swooping her head up in your lap?
Yeah.
Basically
I like
just-
a little, like,
Oh. Ow.
rise and shine, sleepyhead.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
Upstairs is Claire.
Where's everybody else?
Down that way.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go get it. Ow. Can you do me a quick favor?
Sure.
Make me a wisdom save.
3.
3. You
So
are
don't
going
add
to feel
anything to
a
it.
strange twisting in your stomach.
Oh.
And that's a fail as well. Ahead of you, you are going to leap up right as this thing arcs suddenly. Let's see, Gwyden and Falmarel are going to just kind of heal. Zeno, what do you do? This thing suddenly arcs its trajectory and starts doing a loop.
Like,
Yep.
oh boy.
It tunnels through the left and then suddenly is going to burst back around as it makes a full loop, going back into the tunnel that it had just been in.
U-turn, U-turn, U-turn.
And now that it doesn't have to dig, it's going to start picking up speed. What do you do?
Okay, so I'm still...
You are 70 feet from the front.
70 feet from the front, so I still can't make it there and attack.
I mean, you have a bow.
That's true, I do.
I don't know that... if it's picking up speed, I would say that just doesn't work. Shooting forward into, like, speed?
Well, I mean,
It's not gonna do
the
anything.
bow's gonna... The arrow's gonna be traveling faster than the worm is.
Yes, that's true. It's moving at about like 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't forget that you've got air now flowing past you.
Yeah.
Like, quite airfoily.
That's true. It would
area,
probably be
right?
with
It's gonna-
disadvantage, but with his rolls, I think he'd be fine.
I'm gonna go 30 forward again.
All
so
right.
that leaves me, what, 40 feet away?
40 feet away at this...
I still can't make it there in the next round.
I mean, you could do a double move.
Ay vey.
I mean, you do what you want. It's all fine.
Um,
I'm Clavin.
so if I do a double move, then I can't even do like a bonus action or anything, right?
You can do bonus action.
Okay. And healing potion counts as bonus action.
Yes, it is.
Double move, healing potion.
Which kind?
Do.
Small or big?
It is just a small.
All right, you're going to heal 8.
Better than nothing.
All right, so you're going to rush forward. You're 10 from the front, and as you are at the front of this tremendously burrowing worm that is now not burrowing anymore, which means that being at the front isn't actually going to kill you, you will notice that the front of its face is shaped very much like this, which is really creepy with the green screen effect.
Yes, it is.
Is this gaping maw that's was chomping and biting through the earth. But as you are looking at it, you will see that between its top eyes and the center of its forehead is a glorious, brilliant purple glow emanating from a very, very small point. All right, back at the Catamus is going to you poured a potion in his throat. Hello, lass. How are we?
Finish getting killed? Come on, up and at him.
Yeah, I'm done for now. I'll pick it up later. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
do it on your
gosh.
own time.
Where are we going?
Well, everything's done up here, and that thing's still down the hole. So,
All right, let's go.
all right.
You'll rush over to the edge of the hole.
Well, my thought was, do we also feel like kind of the vibration that maybe indicates it's coming back?
You can go ahead and make me an insight roll.
That would be 18.
I'm going to say that you feel that it's you will notice it's changed direction, and having seen Mars drop in the hole and made the assumption of what's probably wrong with it, you might get a bad feeling.
Okay, can I do like all my movement to go grab my daylight rock and run over to the edge and drop it in?
Yes, you may.
Excellent. That's
Yeah.
what I want to do.
Nice.
Actually, what you could do is the most dwarven thing ever. It's a big rock you picked, right? About this
Yeah.
big? Or about this big?
I probably picked a
A
decent
So-
one that
nice
could
rock.
move, but not.
So picking it up and throwing it is probably not going to work for you.
Could I do?
I
the
need
spin
you-
around?
No, I need you to make me an
Sorry,
athletics.
guys.
I need you to make me an athletics roll.
Okay.
A big ass rock or something more
me just
like
check
a
what it is.
Digging deep into your heritage as you run forward, you do the only thing that a dwarf can do.
20. Not.
You rush up, square your hips, grab your hammer, dip low, and punt. You putt it into the hole,
mini golf.
just like your father
So
taught
do
you.
I like caver toss it over my shoulder?
No, you're gonna golf it in
Okay.
with your hammer because that's the
Work
most
okay.
Scottish dwarven,
Like a boss.
like Scrooge
I
McDuck.
mean, with a mallet like that, that's kind of like okay,
It's-
honestly.
Shh, dwarves are Scottish. It's a thing. All right, so you're going to knock the stone in. Suddenly, the tunnel is going to be flooded with light. Tia, as a bat, you don't really notice that it's very bright.
No, yeah, I've got echolocation.
You will definitely get the sense that something is coming up your bat butt.
Yeah, I have advantage on wisdom perception checks relying on hearing.
Oh God, it's a coming. Here comes the chongus.
I don't like this.
The
Okay. This is gonna.
You can probably hear Xeno just going like, woo! Coming down.
Can I? So can I? How far am I from the entrance to the pit?
What's your fly speed?
My flying speed is 30 feet.
30 feet, and you're probably doing a double movement, so you're about 2 rounds away from the hole.
Okay. And I guess that won't help me do what I want to do.
What do you want to do? Fly
I was
up?
hoping to fly up and then make things uneven so it will be slowed down.
That's not going to work, unfortunately.
No, it's really not. There's not much I can actually do.
No, it's okay. Don't slow it down. Don't slow it
But then I'll do double move.
We're gonna slow it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna move fly 60 feet towards the hole.
All right, you move 60 feet toward the hole. Now we are at Mars. What do we do?
Okay.
You're just gonna get yourself eaten, aren't you? Then you're gonna kill from the inside, right?
Oh
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
heck yeah. With my rapier, I really want to just like charge at it. And with this big, like, ugly mouth, I want to just like jump in and like up
All
through
right.
the through the top of its mouth.
And this is how Mars dies.
That's
And-
definitely that.
I mean, that's a way to die. That's
And if I'm
that's
going to die, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go like
Okay.
snatching that.
Although I don't think it's
jewel.
close enough yet.
it's not
No.
close enough. Yeah, give it next round.
Yeah, but
All
so
right.
yeah, I'm gonna just dash in and get at
All right,
it.
so you're gonna do your double move.
Yeah, I'm going straight for it for that jewel.
I think you're gonna have to do like quite an acrobatics jump up, because isn't this tunnel like 40 feet around?
Yeah, it'd be about a 20-foot jump.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. Don't worry.
Okay. May the odds
Do
be
the boost-
forever
the boost
in
of
your
springing?
Yes, I
favor.
do.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, she does. She's
I'm not
all
sure what
right.
they do yet,
So
though.
rushing
3 times
forward,
the jump line.
you are going to do that.
Jump the bitch.
I can do this.
Oh no.
Oh, you're right at the front, though. Can I see you?
And also, if
I'm
Xeno's
still
on its
10
back,
feet back, so
Yeah.
you probably can't
That's
see me.
yeah. I can't see you.
yeah, but if Xeno's also on the back, I can do sneak attack as a flank.
That does count. I will allow that. So
I calculated this, okay?
that is going to be. Oh boy.
Bring it on, Kelly.
Wait your turn.
I know. I'm
You know what? I'm going to use my last. I'm going to use haste as a 4th level spell on you.
on me.
Yeah.
Oh, cool!
Get it if you're going to get it.
Oh, I'm gonna so get it.
So that's going to give you an extra 30 feet of movement.
Jesus Christ.
And Xeno, before you do anything, give me that acrobatics check.
Botch it. Don't forget.
That is a d12.
Yeah, and
That's not gonna
and you're gonna need to do this one with. Does anybody have inspiration left before I say disadvantage?
No.
Okay, well, may the odds be forever in your favor, Xeno, with
Don't
disadvantage.
Oh, really? With disadvantage?
You're riding the back of a bullet train.
So? It's not like... It's barely uneven terrain.
So.
The wind pressure alone, my friend.
Acrobatics?
Yeah.
18.
See, this is why I wasn't that worried. All right, so you are going to manage to hold on. What do you do?
Hold on for too long.
So, the shard is up and between its eyes?
Basically, it's right between its.
right between
well,
its
it's got
eyes.
like 10 eyes, but it's basically between the two big ones.
It's between the two big ones.
Yeah.
Oy vey. What if I can just like poof and try it out?
You can try to climb up. You can try to shoot it from here. It is easier to shoot backwards than forwards, as Christine pointed out.
Yes.
You can try to climb up and do it. Your call.
Okay, so I'm gonna move the last 10 feet to the front of the subway, and I am going to try and shoot the thing out.
You're going to try to shoot it? Okay, so because you're shooting inside of 10 feet, you will have disadvantage.
Then maybe I should just try it out with a sword.
You can spend your bonus action drawing your sword.
Oy vey. I don't like either of these options.
I like both of these options.
Shut up, Mars.
Come on.
Alright, I'm gonna draw my sword and see if I can just...
All right,
Get
so
it
go
out.
ahead. Give me, make me an attack roll.
Alright, I just one attack.
I mean, you get 2 as a ranger.
Oh, that's right, I do.
Yeah, you do. You still like you didn't just forget how to stab because you got good at shooting. That's not the way stabbing works.
I got a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Does it cancel it out now?
With advantage or disadvantage?
Yeah.
What's the... Is it...
This is my 2 attacks.
Yeah. So he's got a 20 and a 1.
So one of them is double damage.
which one was first? Was it the one?
I mean, I rolled them at the same time.
To save time for.
Are they different color?
Yes.
Which are the different colors?
One of them is a gray and gold, one of them is a black and gray.
Okay.
Don't hit me,
Gray
please.
and gold. Which one's the one?
Black and gray.
Cool. Roll a d10.
Roll a d10.
If this hits me, I will laugh and cry.
10.
10. Okay. So you are going to.
Need to get a picture of that.
That is beautiful. My phone's off.
I got this.
Okay, I know exactly how this is going to go down because this is how your day is going. You are going to draw your sword, and with all of your determination, you're going to grab onto some of its fibrous flesh, draw your sword, raise it high. It's going to buck slightly. Your sword's going to hit the ceiling and then fly off down the tunnel. You still got your hand.
Well, I have 2 short swords. But I do still have my hand.
You do still have your hand.
So can I nat 20 just grab
Yeah,
the
basically,
shard?
you can start ripping it off with your bare hand.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll me 2d6 and give me your strength.
Okay. This is wild.
Yes, it's
So
more,
just this my strength mod.
your strength mod.
5.
5? Okay, so you are going to start digging your fingers into its mushy flesh
I guess
and
it's also
start
like full of fungus too.
and you're going to see it start to like shoot little vines of fungus over your fingertips
Yuck.
and start to reach into your glove, and you're going to feel your fingers wrap around the shard, which is barely the size of one of these dice. As you start to grab it, you feel that it's grabbed on the inside by a root system. There's something that's tendrous, fibrous on the inside. You pull it out, and strings of flesh are still connecting it like a plantar wart.
That's disgusting.
I know. On your next turn, if you slash this, it's free. Meanwhile, it's going to barrel forward, and Tia, you are a bat. You're going to keep flying the hell away as fast as you can. Okay, Mars is going to run past you. Mars,
Hi.
what would you like to do?
Do I have to explain it again?
You do not have to explain it again. What I'd like you to do is make me 2 attacks, please.
And don't botch, because I'm literally holding the shard.
Don't botch.
No promises.
I will be mad.
No promises. So 1 is a hit.
Okay.
And what happens with haste?
You get a 3rd attack or extra movement, which you'd have to spend the extra movement to do this, so just do the 2 attacks.
Okay. So 6 plus 4 plus 3, 7 plus 6, 13.
Okay, and what was the other one?
16 plus 7.
Okay, which was the 16? Was that your dagger?
No, it would be my rapier.
All right. You are
Did you
going.
add +2 to that one then? If you did
Oh,
your
no, I
dagger?
didn't. So then the other one has a +2.
So it'd be a 15.
Yeah.
Okay. That's still going to be a miss, unfortunately, but the first one is not a miss. So as you leap up into this thing's yawning chasm of a mouth, you are going to drive your blade into its brain pan.
Okay.
And can you go ahead and roll me sneak attack damage?
Because I'm flanking with you.
And this thing is going to deal a significant amount of damage to you just from
Those are
impact.
2 maxes on the damage there.
Nice.
Are they?
Yeah, the 8.
Say 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18, 21, and then 22 is 23. And then do I add anything? Oh, and
Yeah,
then
and added your
and
dex
then-
mod.
And then my 4, so that's 27. And then something else was haste.
No.
No,
Or is that?
No.
No.
Haste just
dex?
increases like your AC and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So, because you've got 8, you've got 10, it's 18, 19, 20, 21, and 4 is 25,
34,
I believe.
40.
Should be
Yes,
2.
that
What's
math
plus
checks
Oh,
out.
no, +2 would have been the other one.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, so
All right.
25.
25.
25.
25.
Okay.
Nice.
You are going to leap up, and from that angle, the tip of your blade is going to slash up. And Zeno, as you're pulling on the tendinous fiber, you are going to feel as it tears loose from beneath you, and you are going to pull the shard clear. Mars, you are going to impact with this thing's mouth,
Yep.
and you are. How many hit points do you have?
What?
How many hit points do you have?
73.
Cool. You are going to take 49 points of damage.
Cool.
There is a sudden rumble as a huge stretch of ground that you will see over there, Malia, starts to collapse into a trench. The entire tunnel explodes with dust, and a huge cloud rises out. Zeno, you're going to hit the ground hard for 5 points of damage. It's not that bad, actually.
Oof.
Oh, actually, make me a dex save.
Okay. See if I can stay on it while it's sliding to a stop.
Nope.
Oh.
But just to see if you land well.
20.
You're fine. So you're going to basically, take 3 points of non-lethal. Don't even write it down.
As it comes to a stop, just backflip off the thing.
You are going to basically, leap off of this thing as you feel the ground underneath you start to vanish. The tunnel erupts with dust, and once you catch your breath, you are going to look around and see Farah runs over toward your direction. You are holding the purple glowing shard in your hand. which is still attached to various bits of viscera and fibrous tissue. And looking around, Tia, you're still a bat, so you can see all of this.
I hear it.
The two dwarves crest the edge of the tunnel, which is shining down, which actually a ball of sunlight is illuminating the entire tunnel from beneath that hole. And over on the ground is this worm, shrunk around down to its original size, or at least as much as it could be, because it is now wrapped around your rogue as if it were a bodysuit.
You got yourself a new bodysuit.
You see your rogue rolling around on the ground trying to breathe through this thing's skin.
I walk over and...
All right, your rogue erupts out of this worm's ass and is going to come up covered in green.
The robe.
No, I don't think
That-
so.
Dozens and
Over
dozens
your armor?
and dozens of drow that were riding this thing, like parasites, are collapsed to the ground next to you. And you can hear a low from each of them. As one very attractive man in his early 200s sits up, rubs his head, and a huge slough of dead fungal tissue falls off.
Gross.
Yeah, Tia's gonna fly over
Okay.
to everyone and regroup and shift
And I'm
back.
up on the edge looking down at them.
Yes.
Okay, am I 30 feet away from them?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Rather, I will.
and 6 counting. Can I do me on this as well? Or
Yeah.
Is this... Cool. So 6 creatures, so these 3, me, Farah, and Cadmus. I think, what's her face is back a bit further still.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to cast Prayer of Healing, add a 4th level slot, since I don't really have much else. So, that's 4d8.
48.
Okay. So yeah, I will have shifted back before you do this because otherwise it's not effective for me.
Okay,
Sounds good.
this takes me 10 minutes to do, by the way.
Oh, okay. In that case, I will probably like fly out the top and.
So just
This
don't
heals
move
everyone
away.
inside of a circle?
6 creatures.
Okay.
I gotta probably like join.
Heals the worm to full, it kills us all.
Oh no.
I mean, the worm only has 2 hit points normally, so... Normally.
Normally.
That's 29 points.
29 points of if healing is granted to each one of you. And
Neat.
as you heal them, what do you do, Zeno? You're holding that shard in your hands.
I'm holding a shard in one hand, and I'm probably helping Mars up in the other hand.
Okay.
Sleight of hand. No, sorry.
Rude.
I need it.
I'll have told all of you, don't move 30 feet away
Are
from
you
me.
sleight of handing it from him?
Yeah.
Well, my next move was literally going to be to give it to you.
Well, I think we know how this goes. Here you... One of those.
It's like
24.
here, go to operate, and immediately it's just vanished.
Yeah, and then I'm
It's
going to give her
already
a
gone.
swift fucking slap across the head.
Valid.
Valid. All right, so holding it up to the
So
shards...
I had to
that-
take more damage. No, I'm
No,
just
you're
kidding.
fine. You do get whacked upside the head, though, because that's fair. And that's fair. So a quick whack upside the head, and you will hold it up, and there is a tremble on every fiber of your being for a moment as you hold it up to the shards you've collected. And with the pull of a magnetic force, it clicks back into place amidst the others. Which shard number is this for you?
A lot.
I think this 6, 7?
I think this is 7.
Okay. As it,
I don't remember.
Where else? We found one almost every major
there was
thing.
Dogren Bridge. There was
Well,
one.
I think go back to the very beginning is easier.
Mhm.
So, we found one. Did we find one in the Mount Doom? Or was that just Farah?
Just
we found?
Farah.
We found
Just
Farah.
Farah. You found one in
Okay.
Ballyhut.
So Valley Hut would have been the next
We
place
found
we
one
were at,
in-
I think.
The spider.
Yeah, that was Ballyhut.
Oh,
Yeah.
You found one when you fought the giant snowman.
Yep. That's 2.
That's at least 3. So then you had one at the beginning of the game, at least.
And we had one from. Didn't the guy we met have one? The spider plus the.
Oh, you're right. On
Embedded.
Dogren Bridge, you got an additional one.
So that's 5.
No, I was talking about the guy we rescued at Valley
Valley
Hut.
Hut.
Because there's that one, and did the spider have one as well? Was it
No, the spider had another big thing. So
yeah,
it
it
was,
has a jewel that is,
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
popped out.
so that's 5, 6 then.
And are we counting the one in the Pit Marin? Was there one there?
I actually don't remember if there was one in Pit Marin.
I think I was just that the drain was clogged up.
Yeah, it was just the drain
It
that
was
was
just the
closed.
drain. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So that
Yeah,
was.
so this-
So is this 7?
This is, so let's just do a
I
quick,
think it's 6.
let's just,
So
I think this is
Valley
number
Hut?
6. So you started with 1.
Original Valley Hut.
Spider.
Sorry, I didn't
You
know.
got,
No, the spider didn't have one.
the spider
Oh,
didn't
the
have one,
spider
that was my
didn't.
mistake.
I thought it
But
was
Valley Hut was one.
Then you got 2 at Dog Run Bridge.
Okay.
You got one from fighting the demon on the bridge, and there was also one
And
that
the
was
snowman.
the snowman, and then you were given one by the Canine,
Mm.
Right.
Right, the canine.
So that's 5.
and then 6 now.
Okay.
And did you count the original Sturger one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Starter one, Valley
So we're
Hut,
at 6.
Snowman,
Oh, Charlie, you're
2
being
at
called.
Dog Run Bridge.
Go get him, Charlie.
Yeah, and we haven't had one since Dog Run.
Yeah.
Is the dog still under there?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's just dead asleep.
Charlie, they're calling you.
Charles, uppity pup.
Sir, go get him.
The door's not open, so I'll have to go. Let him out.
Okay. Come on,
How's
buddy.
he gonna get out?
He'll manage.
Hopefully not without. Let's find out if
About
he
to
knocks
go up
everything
on the
over.
couch.
Up on the Amy. Come on. Okay, so 6.
6. That's pretty good. So your 6th one.
Charles, come on. Charlie.
And how full is it back to being together now?
Half.
Good boy.
Over there.
Living on a prayer.
So, after you snatch it out of Zeno's hand, he cuffs you upside the head.
Yeah, we've established that.
He's gonna just lean down beside you and go, you know,
She's not even paying attention to you.
you could say thank you,
She's not paying attention to you.
and then walk away.
She's just staring into the jewel.
I think this is a problem.
Nah.
You think it's a problem?
It's a problem.
Mm.
We should get rid of this one.
Your face is a problem. No, just
Mars?
You say
Yeah.
that in
Oh.
character.
Yeah.
Except it sounds perfectly normal to you, but as you say it, you will hear her make a remark in Infernal, and as she does, little bits of flame are going to lick off the tip of her tongue.
Mars?
Hmm?
What did you just say?
He's being mean to me.
That's an
I'm being mean to you.
Yeah, you hit me.
You were being rude!
When? I'm always rude.
Hmm.
Ugh, that's the last time I do something nice for you.
He said desperately.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
A drow man wanders up wearing nothing more than a loincloth and various vestiges of fungus.
Hello.
Hello.
That's not a good look.
Sorry, my common not so good. Orgy pit?
That
Where?
way.
Oh. Ha. Already in hole.
Yes.
Hey. Huh. And he'll wander off with the other 30 or 40 drow that are down here. Now the rest of your stay here.
Stealth? 27 to go back for that box.
All right. So you will head
I've
back
been
for
thinking
that
about
box.
that box this whole time. I need to see what's in the box.
So I want you to do me a quick favor.
Okay.
You make your way back to the box.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're doing this ritual, Mars is actually going to vanish, so she's not going to get the healing.
Yeah.
The rest of you, I'm going to cut to Mars for a moment. You make your way back across this area, climbing out of the hole and working your way back toward where you found the troll.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do me a quick favor and make me a proficient dexterity check?
What does that mean?
So basically you're doing... Yeah.
Proficiency.
If you're doing a disabled device check, basically, to remove this without triggering a collapse.
So,
You also have a point of inspiration from achieving another one of these shards.
So I'll just be like, oink, and just take the better of the two.
Yes, you may.
So my first one was an 11. Second one was a 6. So 18.
18. You are going to manage to work the edge of your crowbar in and pull it free. You will pull this weak spot open, but as you do, you'll pull back down the tunnel the way you came. The roof will start to collapse behind you as it goes, but you are going to be free and clear of it. You'll have to do a bit of backtracking with this, but it's, hey, you got what you came for, and you got what you came for, and you didn't die. Can you roll me a d12, please?
A D12.
Yeah.
I need a D12.
Here you go.
Yay!
You little thief.
6.
6. All right. You are going to pull it open, and as you do, it's a quick lock that's been mostly smashed. They'll be able to crowbar open. This crate looks like once upon a time it held 12 vials. Of those, 6 of them,
Remain?
7 of them remain.
Okay.
5 of them were shattered when the worm crossed. It looks like 7 potions of various types. However, these are labeled.
Oh, nice.
That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
It
People
looks
are terrible at labeling their potions.
so.
There are
These
7?
there are 7 of them. Let me tell you what they are. So you will find that there is 1 potion of supreme healing.
Okay, one sec.
Put a star next to that one, please.
Okay.
Supreme healing is 10d4 plus 20. It is the most the most expensive healing potion there is.
10d4 plus 20?
Yeah. There are 3 greater healing potions.
So 2, 3, 4 are greater healing potions.
Yep. As well as 2 potions of resistance. And as you pull those up and look at them, you will see that they are both potions of thunder resistance. As you hold them up, they have little motes of electricity arcing inside of the bottles. And then, finally, you will see that the last one is a potion of flying. As you look at it, it looks like it's holding a fog that, pardon me, not a fog. It is a clear liquid that floats on top. The container has cloudy white impurities drifting in it.
Neat.
And as you're on the other side of the tunnel that you were before, once again, you're going to hear that strange sound. And you realize that you're not alone.
Uh-oh.
Behind you in the tunnel,
Uh-oh.
a hooded figure stands.
Hello.
Hello. A deep, rolling male voice says.
Well, that's happening.
The tunnel behind you has collapsed.
Oh, I was gonna let you go back to the others first.
Unfortunately, you collapsed the tunnel behind you.
No, I mean like skip scene back to where they're at.
Yeah, we're not having
Oh.
an interesting scene.
You're not having an interesting scene.
Oh, we're gonna keep it going? Oh, cool.
Yes, we are.
Oh, hi.
You see a pair of full, handsome lips part and fanged teeth smile at you. Hello. I've been waiting for you.
You have? Oh boy.
The man runs his fingers up the side of his hair, and you will see that his hands aren't gloved. In fact, They're a dark bluish tinge as he shrugs his hood back, revealing his spiraling horns.
Neat.
You are following the mother's guidance, I see.
Always.
Are you the one spoken of?
What?
She will return through she. The mother will be born again.
Okay. Yeah. This is the first time hearing of any of this.
Come with me. I want to show you something.
Is it gonna be quick?
I'm never quick.
Oh.
Now we cut back to the other group.
Oh.
Now, the remainder of your trip. I'm assuming that it's going to be very interesting.
Yes.
Do you mind if I just finish one minor thing real quick, actually, with Mars? Because I'm assuming that Mars and the rest of you want to have an interesting time at this festival.
Yeah.
I'm having an interesting time.
Clearly.
Mars,
I'm just like embracing my character, okay?
around you, all of you, you can hear the sound of a steady drumbeat and the heady smell of incense rolling across the mattressed ground on which you lay and writhe. Hands belonging to dozens and dozens of potential lovers caress the gentle parts of you.
Oh yeah.
Is Melanie not doing that?
No.
Mars,
Hi.
as you feel the touch of so many people, you look around and see that you're in a room that is completely made of writhing carnal action. But each one of these individuals, although dark-skinned, is not a drow. Each of them is like you. Horns, barbed tail, skin the color of darkness and fire. And you hear the words, "She will be reborn through she. She will be reborn through she." And in a moment of bliss, you'll look up in the darkness and see that handsome man standing above you, and look down at your frame, which is bare and purple, and see the mark of Nirn painted, 3 eyes, 2 at your hips and 1 at your sternum.
How'd that get there?
A blade flashes in the night. You'll see the shine of it above you, and as you look down, you will see something writhe beneath the flesh of your stomach and begin to push out as the blade descends. And you will awaken in a cart. Sunlight is blazing overhead. The rest of you, whatever you did at the festival is not my business. I don't care. Because I'm assuming that you either stayed and had some fun, or you decided just to push on through after taking a brief rest at a hostel or something like that.
I opted to stay.
You would've-
That's why I wanted to go down there in the first place.
Well,
That's right.
Also, is there any shopping to be had?
maybe. We'll talk about that next time. As Mars wakes, having slept very deeply over the next couple of days.
Oh, wow. How does a sleepy girl?
She seemed more despondent than usual, and as the cart presses forward, you crest a hill. It feels good to be away from the Underdark for the most of you. And in the distance, as you crest that rise, you can see a small ring of mountains around a tremendous spherical, circular lake. A fishing village, overgrown with tall buildings, circles like a horseshoe. And there, at the center of the lake, is a tall tower, stretching into the clouds. Welcome to Skilly Town.
Skilly!
All right, and that is going to be it for tonight for Generic Fantasy Setting number 17735. We've cut away from the plot a little bit to jump ahead, but that doesn't mean that you guys can't do any shopping that you would like. Mars, you can probably do some, like, half-awake shopping. But you're basically you're not going to have any memory from the time in the tunnel to the end. So anything
Sweet,
you
it's my
did
favorite
was...
kind of memory.
I know, right? Do you guys have a good time fighting giant worms and all that stuff?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
All right.
My favorite part was when I got to whack Mars across the head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
That's pretty fun bite time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so guess what, guys? You made it to Skilly Town, and this is it took you. So you're not at the Tower of Edagon. You still have to get through Skilly Town to get there. At least there's not a bridge,
Oh, thank God.
because that would add an extra 12 episodes to this arc.
Whee!
Now we get a boat.
You just get a boat. So next episode is going to be Skilly Town, which is actually has better
fine.
shopping, to be honest. And then that is the Tower of Edagon the Wise in the center. At least you hope it is. It might be something else. Who knows? It's probably not. It probably is the right thing.
However, at a knot with a dumb.
He's Edagon. What?
Edagon.
So
We'll
you're.
make it to the tower and he won't be
We
there.
need to stop doing jobs that don't give us anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say they didn't give you anything for that.
I just figured nobody seemed to know that we'd saved them, so we weren't going to get a reward or anything.
That mushroom guy sure made so many coin. All right. So, but we will cover what you got from that next time, because you did get the joy of saving all those people. That's nice. That's nice. And just so you're aware, you fought.
Exposure won't fix my hammer.
I know, we didn't even get exposure.
You fought 4 challenge rating 9 giant fungi, a challenge rating 12 fungal worm, with some additional mods in that probably made it even worse. So challenge rating doesn't really work.
Nice.
Nice,
Hey,
right?
chat.
Oh, what?
Moral victory doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah,
Doesn't not pay the bills.
it doesn't repair my hammer either.
Doesn't buy me a magical bow that does 18 million D25 damage.
I've had a pretty good time so far.
Yeah, there you go. Good. All right, so that's going to be it for us tonight. We will see you again on Saturday night for Curse of Strahd, and on Sunday for Werewolf the Forsaken, the Bitches of Brewery Park, episode 2.
You just call me Tia Cash Strong. Zeno Buck.
Tia Castrong, Xeno
Buckwing.
Buckswing,
Xeno
Mars
Flashwing.
Mars Bar,
Mars.
That's
Aw.
original.
and Rover, Mars Rover. I don't know. And then what do we got? We got
I think it's
Mally
very
a
few
dollar
people know what my
sworn.
last name
Gold,
is.
gold bars. There we go. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure. We will see you again soon, and we hope you're liking the new audio setup, which is going to be even better in a couple of weeks, because I have to clear out our Patreon account and spend it again. By the way, hey, if you like this episode, you should sign up for our Patreon. With as little as $1 a month, you can give us $1 a month. It helps every little bit, because
More dollars.
more dollars. Honestly,
It's gonna be
it all goes into coffee and equipment, and we're getting way better every time. I'm really looking forward to hearing this episode, and I hope you had a good time tonight. Thank you for tuning in with us, and we will see you very soon. Bye, everybody.